Welcome back, everyone, to Session 5 of Hell's Heart. Hopefully we are feeling well-rested from our vacations and our wonderful moves that did not cause any unnecessary grief. And we are back on the road, just picking up where we left off. However, since there was a little extra time between last session, just given the stuff that happened, I had more time to plan, so I actually wanted to backtrack a little bit to the temple, like just after the fight, so you can have some time to kind of engage in the space of the temple, kind of role play there as well, if you wish, before we just move on, because at the end of last session, we're kind of like, okay, let's go. But I wanted to take things back and slow things down a little bit for you guys. And also, I do not think you ever introduced who your characters / classes were. I think we just kind of jumped into things and went on from there. So if you want to introduce what classes you guys are, just for those who are watching at home, feel free to do that. And we'll just keep the same roles we had for the random fear table, unless you don't want to roll again to see who goes first with that, but otherwise we'll just start with our new. Just a quick introduction. There we
go. Yeah, my character is Unravelling, and I'm a Walloof Ranger.
Yes, and a very tall Walloof. Walloof is a homebrew, like, humanoid wolf-like race from my lore. I believe she's 7'5", which is extremely tall, even for a Walloof. Yeah, she is a ranger. I think you have the hunter subclass as well.
Yeah.
And what do you hunt as a ranger?
Werewolves, mostly.
Werewolves and humans. Super excited. Can't wait to actually encounter a werewolf. Awesome, thank you. We'll just go alphabetical from character names, so Tinra's next.
The Tinra is a very religious, a deeply religious lady. She's a cleric of Almara, who is Lady Luck, and she's always trying to convert people.
Oh,
and they generally edge away from her. She doesn't have very good charisma, so she starts praising Almara and people start shuffling away.
Yes, and I believe you're a life cleric, if I remember correctly.
Yes, a cleric of life in terms of and obviously interested in healing arts.
Awesome, thank you. Jesse.
Right, Valentil Grimstone is a hybrid of a dwarf and an elf, because that thing happens in this type of world, and I'm a wizard, because it sounds cool to say I'm a wizard. Wizard.
Specifically?
3?
Yeah, Blade Singer.
Oh, right, that... Sorry, I'm very old, also 745 years today, cheers, and don't remember much at all. Like little things like that, but I can remember other things that are of equally important nature. So, yeah.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Thank you. And yeah, it was Valentil's birthday technically last month in game. It is kind of mid-November, if you want to think of it in terms of our time, in terms of what the weather and season is like here in Varheim. So he had his birthday. So happy 745th.
And none of you all remember, didn't get a single happy birthday or nothing. Some party this is.
Well, after 700, or do you still celebrate properly, or is there any point anymore?
Wow. That many? Well, I'm just circling the drain for you, aren't I? You know, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's fine. I'm not sensitive. I starved after 500.
That was a genuine question.
After 500, I kind of stop. 500 is kind of your last threshold of things you can do when you're a hybrid like myself. So after 500, it's like, who cares anymore? In fact, I prefer not to be remembered.
How do you know we didn't celebrate anyway? I mean, my Lady Almara sent you some lucky dice rolls when you were gambling in the tavern the other day.
Well, clearly that's what happened, because we didn't get almost massacred by a bunch of witches last time either. So truly, Almira works in mysterious ways.
Just keep us on our toes.
Oh, yeah. That's what she was trying. You learned through hard times, huh? Yeah, Elmira, she's a.
All right. Awesome. Excellent. So yeah, let's back up. Oh yeah, Rhino. He plays a College of Glamour bard. Okay.
That's just throwaway. He's just. He's a meat
He's here.
shield.
I forgot he was here. I keep forgetting he's here, even though I have his sheet right here. Darn you, Joe. Nah, just kidding. We love you. All right. So yeah, let's head back to the temple. Just after the fight, everyone kind of brought you in, patched you up after you got hit in the face with lots of acid and amongst other things. And then you recovered. So it's technically like the dawn of the next day, and you're like planning to go on your way to the Raven Peak wellspring in the Raven Peak Mountains. And I wanted to back up here. So before I kind of like describe things around, what would everyone like to be doing as they get up after a harrowing fight the next morning?
Have a slap up meal if there's somewhere where we can get some decent hearty pies and a bit of dessert.
Well, it's a temple. They don't have a whole lot here. They have bread, and then they pour oatmeal on it, and then you have some gruel.
More oatmeal. Yippee!
Might have a bit of a meditative hairbrush. Help a bit.
Oh yeah. Thanks for the hairbrush, like from the Veggie Tales.
Oh, where is my hairbrush?
Exactly. Oh no, I lost my hairbrush.
You don't have hair.
Luckily, Arnu has lots of fur/hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing a little brush sitting beside your bed, or maybe out at the cliffside, perhaps. If you guys need a reminder, it is like a temple built into a cave, but the cave goes all the way through, so you can see from end to end. If you do ask one of the people there, one of the clerics, they would basically describe it was initially a temple dedicated to Odin. So he is basically one of his monikers is like the all-seeing. So you can like see super far on one end to the north, so you walk all the way through, and then you can see all the way to the south as well, and go all the way to the south. So it's like big open space where you can see everything. And so yeah, and then it became known as Odin's Eyrie, which has 3 pronunciations after I looked into it. It's Eerie, Airy, and Eyrie. Crazy. I was like, hey, you're airy. The heck's that? Oh, Ivy.
Well,
we were talking about those pronunciation things, like with Chitin and Chitin last night, Jesse.
chitin.
So yeah, this temple is dedicated. And yeah, sorry, Valentil. What would you like to be doing this fine morning?
I'm shaking off the dust and doing a little bit of my blade singing practice, skewering the air and everything, impressing passersby with my prowess. And yeah, that's about it, I suppose.
That's some nice air skewering you're doing there.
Thank you. Thank you. It's what you can do when you're 745 years old, you know?
He just kind of looks at you wide-eyed. Huh. Don't look a day over 502.
Much obliged.
So, oh yeah, and he has like this weird old but Scottish accent that we keep trying to do. Work out that is really hard to do.
Are you doing Valentil?
Oh, but Scottish, kind of like this.
Well, so I'm trying to do Irish a little bit, but it's hard to really nail it down and try to do old at the same time. But that was the whole point. I wanted to do an old character, and I haven't done jack diddly with old, so I'm trying to work that in now. So you'll have to bear with me.
Oh, good. I really suck at accents too. It's okay. As long as you know it's an NPC talking, we're good.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so I'll describe this is now a temple dedicated. It's still called Odin's Eyrie, kind of like upholding the culture and the tradition of this place, but it is now a temple dedicated to Odin's ravens, specifically Hugin and Munin, and also a white raven called Woden. So it's like the 3. So you have sight, thought, and mind, with the 3 combined there. Woden is sight. And I forget which is which for Hugin and Moonin. I wrote it down. But yeah. Hugin is thought, and Moonin is mind. I could have remembered that with the M's. Mind/memory Moonin. Great. Good job remembering your own ways to remember, Eric. Jeez. So yeah, there's the ravens in the temple. Annunciation. Blah. Okay, so on the left-hand side, if you're facing the north side of the temple, and kind of like with the cliff where the dragon was, on the left-hand side, the west side, from left to right, and if you're looking at the wall, you will see a raven in a pose, just a flying pose with wings up. It's like about to fly. And then you see a white raven in between the other ravens. There's 3 of them. So the white raven is in between with wings outstretched, head back, pointed towards the sky. And then you have Moonin to the right in a pose mid-flight with the wingtips down. So you have the wingtips up, side, down. And that's kind of like the way these statues are carved here. And then if you were to look to the right, on the right wall, from left to right, you see a horned raven. Now, horned ravens, kind of like interesting. They're extremely rare, some say. Some people have never seen it. But the Horny Raven Tavern is named after the supposed horned raven. And you see the representation. It is the size of a condor. So horned ravens are quite large and has 2 little gold horns that stick kind of like behind its head. You can only guess what those are actually for. Fantasy creatures. So you have that raven, the horned raven, perched, wings folded at its side and looking behind it, as if looking into the past. And then you have in the middle, you have a gray raven, perched, wings folded, looking at whoever's looking at it, the viewer. Kind of like representing looking at you here and now. And then you have to the right of that a golden raven in a pose that's preparing to fly and looking ahead. Tinra, if you're ever over in this area, you can make a history or religion check. Anyone who wishes to actually can do that.
I'll saunter over to investigate a bit more.
Because
So the
Tinra
history
Tinra may or may not be interested in the religion of this place and all the interesting ravens.
14.
14, yep.
That's decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So we've heard stories about, especially if you start asking around the temple, we can always fill you in here and reference things. But these ravens represent the Norns, the 3 Norns, who are said to have raven forms. So the horned raven is said to be Urza, which is the Norn of the past. And then you have the Verdanthi, which is the Norn of the present. And then you have Skulda, which is the Norn of the future. Urza is also known as the Norn of Fate as well. She was the first Norn. Some say. And then you also see various. That's all that's here with these statues. And then you also see on the walls there's various paintings of other ravens. You see a horned raven, another one, a 2-headed brown and green raven with Yigsraven inscribed underneath it. You see a red raven with super long tail feathers. You see a blue raven on the other side, and then you see a giant raven with purple hues and feathers with a rider on top of it. And that is a bunch of ravens. You also see a skeleton of a horned raven perched on one of the far sides as well in the temple. So lots of raven.
Do any of these ravens say nevermore by any chance? Any of them? Just
Nevermore.
I knew it.
They do now.
I knew it. I'll call that one Poe.
Poe. Excellent. As you're walking around, as you are flourishing your blade, Valentine, a clerical fellow walks up to you and invites you to his room where he has something to show you. He's like, "Oh, I noticed your quizzical look on your face.
Not the first time, not the last. Very flattered.
Taught me my tricks." he's like, "Oh, Blazesinger, I see you cast lightning magic." I was about to say casted, but that's not a word. I see you cast lightning magic. I have something that might interest you. And so he leads you to his room if you were to follow him.
I'll follow him. It would be silly otherwise. He's just walking up by himself, just talking. So I would. Okay, yeah. No. All right. Young whippersnapper.
He hands you a forged bronze serpent. Actually, this one's a raven. Yeah, I hand you a forged bronze raven.
What's
and
this?
gives it to you as a gift.
What is it? Is it like a? How big is it?
Like
what
a
is
little. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Just a little thing, like an inch or two tall.
it? Okay.
A very small figurine that he hands you. And he explains, "I was a follower of Thor before Hugin and Moon showed me a wider world, and therefore I traveled down a different path. I used to cast lightning magic as well. Thor, the master of storms, protector of Valheim. But I now give this gift to you. And this Forge Raven, and you would know as a blade singer and as someone who casts lightning magic, that the crawling lightning spell requires a material component of a forged bronze serpent. I will allow this forged bronze raven to work as well. Anything that requires a gold material component is something you must have with you at all times. The figurine is not consumed, it just is required to cast the spell. So he hands you something, and now you are actually physically able to cast crawling lightning.
Okay. Okay.
So, like, it's a part of leveling up as well. Gives you this, and you're like, you can practice as well. Just out at the end of the cliff, if you'd like. We won't expend spell slots or anything like that, but basically, he gives you something where you are able to now cast a spell you just learned at
Okay.
3rd level.
And so that was. Let's see. You said it was. I'm looking. Crawling lightning.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, we can always add this later. We can always say you just have it
Mm-hmm.
as the material component of the spell. You don't have to write it down or anything unless it becomes plot relevant, where everything gets taken from you because you do something really stupid and get thrown in jail.
Sounds like something.
Or something very brave and get thrown in jail by corrupt guards. Who knows?
Okay.
So that's the only reason why you'd basically lose that. So we don't need to worry about writing that down. So he hands you that. Also, Arnu, are you at the cliff's edge, or are you kind of still sitting by your bed taking a brush? Are you letting your fur blow in the breeze as you brush in at the end of the cliff?
Yeah, sort of out on the edge,
On the edge?
breathing
Nice.
it in.
It's a beautiful view. It's like up on it's like a little mini mountain, very large hill with the cave built into it. So you can see everything to the north. You can see the fjords and the sea. To the east and to the north. You can, if you had like really, really good eyesight, you could see Ravenhorn from here. Maybe with your relative senses, you could. But it's just a very nice view from up here. And as you are sitting there, Alvendrov, the Dragon of Illuminance, returns. And he's like, heroes of Odin's Eyrie, come to me. That's not how he's talked, but I'll remember in a moment. Do you all go to the cliffside?
Sure.
Might as well do. It'd be a bit rude not to, wouldn't it?
Oh, excellent. So in his huge claws, he has an icicle. And he extends it towards you, Valentil.
Oh.
And he says, a remarkable ingredient. Use it well, Galdersmeether.
Sorry, what was that last part?
He said something in Vorse.
Right.
Galdersmeether.
Right. Can I get a translation on that? I don't want to know if he's calling me a turd muffin or what.
He's not calling you a turd muffin, but that's what he says. I don't think any of you speak Force.
Well, thank you for the icicle and what I'm going to take as a compliment of my formidability.
Yes, something manipulates the water of the Raven Peak wellspring. It is incumbent on you to be Zorok's Kala as you fare.
Right, this whole hybrid your language our language thing is really leaving some big holes in terms of my understanding of what you're saying. Are you doing this intentionally, sir, or is it just slipping out? Are there English words or basic words for what you're saying?
So this time he does not speak in Vorse. Zorok's Kala is Draconic. And Arnu, you're the only one, for whatever reason, speaks Draconic. And I would that was one of the questions. Why?
Nerd.
Someone who hunts werewolves and humans knows Draconic, which is really cool. I would just like to incorporate that into the narrative somehow. So you understand what he says is basically a compound word that means maker of magic scrolls.
Sounds good.
Basically,
Maker of magic scroll.
Baker. Basically, he's saying, because I'm thinking maker of scrolls. He's saying it behooves Valentil to be scroll maker.
I've been called worse.
Yeah, Timmy was thinking it was a late birthday present for Valentil.
And Valentil, I need you to make an Arcana check, please.
That would be a 22, sir.
22 is excellent. You would know that this is a material component for a specific spell called Frost Spike.
Okay.
And basically, you can use this material component, and you would have a component pouch where you can put the icicle in, and it's not going to melt on you, because that's silly.
It's a water spell now.
Yeah. So you can basically you would need a very small enchanting table, and let me roll a percentile check to see if there's actually one in this temple. We'll give it a 45% chance because they don't really make magic here.
Just oatmeal.
70. So yeah, they don't have a enchantment table here, but you would likely have one in your pack, like a very small version of it for your spell book. And when you transcribe spells into there, you can probably get a piece of parchment, enchant it with your enchanting table, and then create a scroll. With this material component, just create a one-time cast of Frostspike.
Okay.
Because he says something manipulates the water, and it's like basically saying you will need this.
Okay.
For what? We do not know. So
right.
after he hands you this, he addresses all of you, and he says Zarok Skala to Valentil. And then to Arnu, he addresses you is Grohik Jul Dura, which is kind of a very strange word. It's like Grohik, which is wolf, and then Jul and Dura. It's like basically he's calling you one of two things: cursed wolfman hunter or hunter of cursed wolfmen. The problem with Draconic is they don't have words for everything, so they often create compound words. So it's kind of like, even if you understand the language, it's sometimes hard to know exactly what they're saying because they have to invent words. So he basically calls you werewolf hunter in the short of it. And then Tinra, he refers to as Savat Diz, which is believer in fate or one who has faith in fate. There's no word for luck in Draconic. And then Rhino, he just calls Ensosen Lovas, maker of enchanting or bewitching music. And after he calls you each of these each in turn, he says, bid you adieu. And then he says, now. Oh, where did I write that down? Here we go. Now. Vat did Bryn Ladrov Drunfal Bryn Lados. He flies away.
Great. Now he's speaking entire sentences in enigmatic stuff.
Draconic. And Arnu, I need you to make an insight check, please. Intelligence-based insight check. So instead of using wisdom, use your intelligence. If you're proficient in insight, you add your proficiency bonus.
Um, I think that would just be a 13 then, if it's intelligence.
Ooh, I need to refresh this and restart this. Start session. There it goes. So intelligence, insight, and what's your intelligence modifier? Oh yeah, 13. You said. All right. Okay, so we see. Okay, so you don't quite know some words that he says. You know pretty much. You know that need, which is basically promise. In this case, you take it to with a 13. You take it to mean ensure. So ensure knows something caused the something's attack. From the context, Breen La, you know, Breen is beauty, and you know, Brina is like sister. So he's kind of like magical sister, so you get that one. But the strange one is Brina Drove, which is like magical sister dragons, which is kind of like a weird translation, because it's another compound word. So he's going to check that something wasn't involved in presumably the attack here. Just in terms of what specifically is eluding you, even though you understand Draconic, since it's a compound word. All right. So yeah, he mutters something in Draconic as he flies away, and he leaves you here at the cliffside. So if you were to start on your journey now, so basically, if you want to make this scroll during the 3-day journey, Valentine, it is scroll scribing is a downtime activity. So at the end of every day, you can make basically an Arcana check, and you progress towards an overall DC, and you reach the DC at the end of the day, and you would have made this scroll. Are new, if you want to actually do some research, because that's another downtime activity, into potentially what the dragon is saying. There's a very small library here, and I'll give it a low percentile check that there's actually a book on witches in this temple. Only 20%, so let's see here. But that can be something you can research later as well if there's no book in this temple. Okay, so I gave it 20%, I rolled 15. So there is actually a book on witches here. So you can actually choose to do a little bit of research on witches in general. If you go to the little library they have here, it's a very short tome on witches. So you're welcome to take that with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all the Galdress meter. Basically, Galdress meter is basically a very similar word if you were to cast comprehend languages. As Elendrov was speaking, it would mean magic maker. So he called you the same thing in Draconic and Vorse, Valentine. Use the Dragon of Knowledge.
I have other amazing gifts as well, but I'll take those, I suppose. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, if you're curious, Kate Arnu would understand Brina as sister, La as magic. So Breen La is like compounded. It's basically I'm borrowing Skyrim's Draconic because it's really nice. Just for this, because I don't feel like inventing a language.
Fair enough.
All right. So, is there anything else you folks would like to do in the temple here? You went to the small library, found a very small tome on witches. Tinra, you looked at the ravens and talked with some folks there and learned a little bit about the ravens and the Norns.
What about
You also learn about Woden, the White Raven, being another moniker of Odin, another
you
form of
mentioned
Odin.
earlier about one of the ravens had somebody on its back? Can we
Mhm.
see clearly who that is, or can anyone give us
No.
information about who the rider is?
It's a generic warrior, basically.
Right.
The emphasis you gather is on the raven itself and not the rider of the raven.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. So on the road to the Raven Peak Wellspring. Oh yeah, I also quickly remind you, since it's been a little bit of time, in terms of some tasks. So I'll quickly mention, you don't have to do all these tasks or any of them if you really don't feel like it. But to the north there is the trading post, where some trouble was brewing there, north of Ravenhorn. And then to the east there was something happening there at the ritual shrines, the protective little circle there. Ritual circle. To the west there was the beach with a bunch of stuff happening. And then to the south, like a very, very far south, you have the Barrow's End with the wonderful necromancer Theobald, still doing weird stuff with the mutated undead bodies there. And then, of course, there's the Featherwood, which is the woods surrounding Ravenhorn, where some stuff was in there as well. Namely, the cave with the giant Draco bear. But just in case, since there's a lot of things and it's been some time, there was that stuff happening as well, which even if you don't do will still continue and happen regardless. Consequences. All right. And then we
Didn't we isn't the direction we're heading in towards the spring that's blocked? That's in the rough general direction of the Barrow's End, is that right?
yeah, if you were to continue, so it's basically a 3-ish walk
Yeah.
to the wellspring and the mountains. If you were to continue, it would take you roughly 4 or 5 days more, probably 4 days more to get to Barrow's End.
Okay. I had a feeling that was the case.
I mean, you can always try and find another means of transportation to come back at another time. You're like, I can hire a long ship. Maybe that will take us there faster. Find some horses.
Ship?
Long ship.
Oh, long ship.
Viking ship.
Okay.
Or Drakkar, dragon ship.
Gotcha.
Or a dinghy. Personal dinghies for everyone. Pirates for a day.
Yar.
Arr. Okay. So on the way to the wellspring, unless there's something else you'd like to do in this temple here. Right.
I think I'm good.
So,
Nope, seems pretty.
oh yeah, I wrote down some notes here as well. Up until now, you also haven't seen any major effects of rot blight. You've heard that it's pretty bad, but you've only seen the mutated undead, and its ability to mutate undead and living creatures as well, mutate and evolve them. Question is why. So how else is the rot blight spreading? You know it is spread by like bites and that kind of stuff, fluid contact. You know it's inherently magical in nature, but you actually haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of rot blight and the devastation thus far, other than the weird undead creatures you've encountered. And that Draco worm mass in the dried up well underneath the farm, that was pretty bad. It's like a big congealed mass of these draconic worm creatures called Draco worms, like all together. There's a weird sound for you. You should even picked up it on the mic. Okay, so on the road to the wellspring, basically you get started, you encounter these bar guests, and then you defeat them, and as we go, it starts to rain heavily. So your passive perception is reduced, and your overall perception is reduced as well. Because instead of light rain, I rolled heavy rain. So here we are. Oh, and our new intrinsically, just for your character, you would know if you were to look out on the cliff face, and as you travel on your journey in the nights, looking up at the moon, you know it's roughly 5 days until it's full.
Okay.
So as the days progress, 2, 3, 4, we'll get to that. All right.
Mhm.
So on the road as well, during this heavy downpour, it starts to rain. Valentil, you receive another message from Favriel. So let me go ahead and pull that up here. Valentil, Grimstone. Here we go. Nope. There it is. All right. So you receive another message, Valentil, and it says, Valentil, your last message got cut off. It appears that there is more happening behind the scenes than we realize. Please investigate. I'll be in touch. That's all he says. Because if I remember last time with the 25 word, you tried to squeeze in I'm awesome. And it came out as I'm, and that's it.
Well, then I can set a reply, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll just say awesome, because that both addresses his and his thing, so I'm acknowledging it, and I'm also finishing my statement. So if he's clever enough, he can put it together and be like, "Oh, he is awesome." There.
Sure, he's clever enough.
All right, so okay, so remind me that our exchange was we're still talking about the dude in the prison cell, right? Where we're going like
Yes,
things aren't
so-
adding up because he, yeah.
Yeah, so I wrote down your previous message. It is claims to feel safer in prison. Oh, Zenak in Longhouse Brig claims to feel safer in prison. Highly suspicious. Oh, sorry. Your old lady under influence, do not trust. Highly suspicious. Question with prejudice referring to Zenak. I think I wrote it out of order. I am awesome, which is what you tried to squeeze in at the end there. And then yeah, I think we talked about we can if you wanted to retcon and rephrase the message to, instead of saying claims to feel safer in prison, you could shorten it to feels safer in prison, and that will give you enough room to say am awesome. Right? We're like, nah, we'll just leave it as stuff.
Yeah, retconning should be done in very, very sparingly. I think I don't want to abuse this system just to tell people what they pretty much should already know anyway. But yeah, okay. So his message was things are more than what they seem. Keep investigating, right?
Yeah, please investigate. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Valentil, diction.
I thought that was more draconic talk there.
Your last message got cut off. It appears there's more happening behind the scenes than we realize. Please investigate. I'll be in touch. Hopefully not literally. And then that's all we receive in terms of the message. And then there's another thing you receive as well, because I completely forgot about this. And now I can't find it. Help me, Spock. Okay, here we go. You also, as you're flying and the rain dies down just a little bit, a falcon shows up and it attempts to land on your shoulder or on your wrist. It's trained.
Okay. All right, I'll let it land on my shoulder.
All right. Your shoulder or your wrist, it's trained falcon, so it lands somewhere, whatever you present to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it lands there, and actually, what's your passive perception? You can probably just see it. Wait, I have it here. Passive 13. 11. Sure, why not? You notice that wrapped around its leg is a tiny wooden lockbox. And a note attached to it. Yeah, very, very small lockbox.
Okay, well, I take my little fingers and I grab the little lockbox and What have you got, my little friend? Oh gosh, that's horrible. Yeah. What have you got, my little friend? I take the little lockbox.
He said calmly.
Does it have a little key that I need, or it's a lockbox?
It just opens if.
Oh.
And then there's a note on it as well. Like it's one of those little locks that has. It's like one of those older styles where there's like a little loop and like a little lever that kind of hooks into that little lever.
Secured but not locked per se.
Yeah.
Okay.
Secured but not locked. So it can't open unless it's dropped.
Okay, I got the message out. I'm looking at it.
All right. So the message simply says payment for Xenax apprehension. There's 30 gold pieces.
Where is the 30 gold pieces?
So if so you open the chest, little box. Inside there is a black little handkerchief size thing.
Okay.
Okay,
so it's a little bit bigger than I thought. Okay.
If you were to unfold it, a very small hole appears. And if you were to reach into that hole, you would pull out a coin pouch.
Anything else in there?
Nope, just that.
Okay.
It's only like a foot deep.
Okay. Well, that's some tomfoolery. Is that a common? Is that something I would be familiar with? Is that a common thing, or is this like a novelty?
Make an Arcana check.
12.
So you know something called a portable hole. This is a miniature version of that called a portable pocket.
Okay.
And you now technically have a portable pocket to add to your inventory. It's a little homebrew item I made. And you can add that to your inventory if you wish.
So it's essentially so it's very, very tiny, but it opens up and I have about a foot worth of storage space in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'll quickly read the description. This small, fine black cloth, soft as cotton, is the dimensions of a handkerchief when unfolded. So it's pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's full, it can get really small. You can use basically an action to unfold a portable pocket and place it on or against a solid surface, whereupon the portable pocket creates an extra dimensional space, hole a foot wide and 2 feet deep. So if you can reach into it or quickly reach down there, it can hold up to 50 pounds. I had to come up with a way for a falcon to carry a 30 gold piece bag, which is extremely heavy, especially for a falcon to carry for a long ways. Now, you suspect that this falcon did not fly all the way from the mainland. So putting 2 and 2 together, you suspect Favriel is actually on his way, and he sent this from his ship, which is probably a few days away from reaching Varheim. So he just wanted to send you payment, and he said he'll be in touch. So he's on his way. So this portable pocket was a way to get around the weight requirement because the pocket basically doesn't weigh too much itself, and it can hold 50 pounds.
A 5-ounce bird cannot carry a 20-ounce coconut.
If there's a tiny creature in here, it can exit out of it. You can use the closing it, action to close it, and anything inside will remain within the space. No matter what's in it, the pocket weighs next to nothing, so that was the way to get around it. You can also use an action to attach the portable pocket to a piece of clothing or armor being worn or carried that is natural in origin by making a DC 10 tools check using Weaver's Tools. So if you're proficient in Weaver's Tools, you can attach that, or using Mending, the spell Mending, to magically attach it to your clothing. Otherwise, you just have a handkerchief.
So just out of curiosity, I'm really not. You said if it goes on a solid object, it creates that hole, or it opens up.
Yeah, you can basically unfold it, put it in, fold it back up. It will kind of stay folded. You have to use your action to physically unfold it, otherwise it will stay folded magically.
So, but
it won't unfurl itself.
If I do that on my lap, does it mean that I'm actually passing my hand through my leg?
No. So it creates a space, and it would be sitting on your leg, and then you'd basically be reaching into the hole. So it's an extra dimensional space. So this would look really trippy.
Yeah.
And if you actually did that, because you'd be reaching into your leg essentially.
Right.
But you wouldn't actually routine to your like it'd be 2 feet and your hand like disappears and you're like full arm.
So if I
so
put
yeah.
it, if I unfold it and put it in front, and somebody shoots up something at me, and I put it in front of myself, and the projectile goes into it, does it just it disappears?
Yeah, it goes into it.
Huh?
Yeah, you can get it again too. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I like this. I want to get me more of these. I could then you could make an entire code of them, and you'd be invincible, right?
If one slips into another one, like if you put a portable hole in another portable hole, boom, explodes, and you end up in the astral plane, basically.
So a slight downside, but the upside is pretty substantial.
So just don't put a portable hole in another portable hole or bag holding, all right? A bag of holding or portable. Sorry, this is the portable pocket. Do not put a portable pocket in another portable pocket or a portable pocket and portable hole. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, you almost had it. You almost had it. Okay, cool.
That is a tongue twister. Yeah, placing a portable pocket inside an extra dimensional space, like another portable pocket or portable hole. Similar item instantly destroys both items and opens. Okay, yeah. So yeah, big bad stuff happens if you do that. So yeah.
Okay.
It's a cool little item. You can add that to your inventory. Or you can do it later. But it is a now searchable item if you go to manage inventory and then search items portable pocket. It will come up.
Manage inventory.
So that is the payment for Xanax apprehension. And
Sweet.
I think that's all the housekeeping items. And another one here, remind party about all the other surrounding area stuff. Did that. Oh yeah, forgot about this. So last session, Tinra, you cast Spiritual Weapon and then Guiding Bolt. It's funny, I know the rule about casting a spell that has a casting time of 1 action. Technically, you're supposed to only be able to cast a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action if you cast a spell with a casting time of 1 bonus action, instead of another spell that's leveled, like Guiding Bolt. It's funny. I remember the rules when I'm playing D&D, but sometimes running I forget. So just going forward, we'll actually follow that rule, where if you cast a leveled spell that has a casting time of a bonus action, you can only cast a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action if you want to cast another spell that turn.
Okay.
Hope I explained that well, because it never sounds like I do.
I think so.
Oh yeah, I was also going to ask role-playing questions about the situation that happened at the temple. So yeah, I'll quickly do that. It's cool. So Valentiel, as you reflect on what happened during your march in the deluge of rain, how did you feel when you were looking at Tinra and her near-this experience, given your resentment towards humans' short lifespans? What do you think Valentiel would be thinking?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I tried. Well, I kind of put it out of my mind when I'm with folks like the good folks that I'm with right now. As much as I do appreciate them, I kind of resign myself to the fact that they're pretty much already dead as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't mean I don't care about them. It doesn't mean I don't care for them and try to protect them. But in terms of parting ways, it's like I've already said my goodbyes. I'm already prepared for that, because no matter what happens, one way or the other, they're going to be dead before I am. And so it's kind of a resignation. I'm not actively angry about the fact anymore. It's just something I've come to acknowledge after I turned 500 and became very wise and everything. It at the moment, in my downtime, perhaps I do process it a little bit, and I do, I do get a bit sentimental and misty. But overall, my approach is that everybody I'm with is essentially departed for all intents and purposes, and so. It affords me some protection emotionally when I encounter things like that, and it'd be different if there actually was the passing. Then that's a whole other set of processing and working through. But as it is now, it's all within the established parameters of what it's like to be me.
Right, and this is probably the first time in a long time that Valentiel has had a party around him. in many, many years after his other mercenary band slowly ceased to exist on this material plane.
Such a nice way of putting it. Very, very politically correct. Ceases to be doing the breathing things that other people do when they are breathing.
Yeah.
They died. They all died. You cruel bastard.
Awesome. I know we came up with inspiration triggers. We were working towards those. That was one of the things I asked you. It's okay if you forgot. We can do that during our break. It's okay. Because it's a little bit tricky and it's something new I'm trying. Inspiration triggers. Like you physically see something that triggers something within your characters, and then you get a point of inspiration. Rather than just like, because not everyone in groups is super into first person role playing, more into third person. And usually inspirations like find out for really great role playing or super cool moments and that kind of stuff. But I like to have another option as well. And these triggers, in theory, can make things easier. But for that little monologue there, Valentina, you get a bit of inspiration.
Hey!
You can add that to your character sheet.
All right, so
it should be at the very top, little box, and that is being changed. Just it will. I think some things being automatically updated still on the character sheets for the new 2024 rules. This is changing to heroic inspiration.
Oh,
but it is still the same thing. So that is at the top of your page, Valentina. Tinra. Guide you toward the Norn Ravens. Okay, you learned about those. How does Tinra feel about her bad luck, given that fight? Just basically everything that happened after the tragedy of her family, onwards to this point, and her following her faith in Lady Luck. How would you feel about experiencing
I think
bad
the
luck?
gods at the temple were just jealous of Almara, basically. Because therefore they were determined that I would get smited down first in the fight. They didn't want the power of Almara to be pulling converts away from them. I mean, the acolytes, if they'd seen Almara's power, they probably would have flocked to her banner rather than playing with the gods in the temple.
So she still has confidence. Excellent.
Oh, definitely.
Unwavering faith despite experiencing bad luck. They're inspiring. You can have a point.
It was just the other gods tampering with her, basically, just trying to make her look bad.
So you get some inspiration as well. And then Arnu, you typically fight werewolves and humans. Witches are kind of like not quite human. They're like more like humanoids. They become something more. So how does fighting witches compare to fighting humans and werewolves? It's a big question. If you want to think on it, that's fine. We can get back.
I suppose it's a little less predictable, although I'm sort of at this point more used to werewolves and humans, and yeah, there's less predictable, less used to them a little bit. Spells, I assume they cast spells, right?
Yeah,
Just not difficult to harder to interact with really, and don't particularly like what's the word not being able to predict things so well.
Lack of anticipation can be frightening. You're used to something and you're like, this is super scary. Especially when your cleric, who's supposed to be healing you, gets downed in the first fight because they get hit in the face with a big glob of acid. Yeah. I have point of inspiration.
Yeah,
Reminded me about that.
Basically, inspiration can be used to give yourself advantage effectively on a dice roll. Like if you roll bad and you're like, ooh, that's a 2 in the dice. You can use your inspiration to reroll the dice on a saving throw ability check or attack roll, I believe. I think it's any dice, to be honest. Any dice roll, except damage dice. So any dice roll, essentially any d20 roll, you can use inspiration. You have 1 to use, and then once it's gone, you have to basically get it back in some way, which is why I had the inspiration triggers as a way to get it back, to make things a little bit easier, rather than trying to come up with some way to get it or earn it. It's just like this trigger gives me inspiration. Done. Right. And the easiest way to do it, if you haven't done these triggers so far, is just to use either your backstory or your personality traits. Like for Valentil, for example, one of his traits is he doesn't leave anyone behind. Life is short for most people. They should have as much of it as they can possibly have. So he rescues them, or if he sees anyone rescue someone, like go back for someone, for example. I don't know if you picked this one, Jesse, but as an example, that could be an inspiration trigger.
Yeah, I like that one. I also did. So right now, I had created two where one of them was just like overt self-sacrifice. Like it's one thing to like, okay, I'm fighting to preserve my life, but if you go out of, if I see, or I guess if I go out of my way specifically in harm's way to do something, in other words, putting kind of that self-sacrifice thing, it doesn't have to actually result in a sacrifice. It's just going, okay, there is no benefit to me whatsoever. I'm going to stick my neck out. Like when we're fighting sometimes and somebody will stand up, get in front and kind of be a meat shield, like something like that, where it's just like a great appreciation for putting that health and life at risk, not knowing what could come of it. I think that's a very inspirational thing, kind of tying to what you said. And then there was another one, just uncovering a truth for its own sake, which that could be replaced with what you said. But I just think if truth is discovered, revealed, or if there's an effort to reveal it in order just to make sure that truth is known, that the actual circumstances, or that the what the reality is, if that is done at peril of some kind, where it's like it would have been better off if you didn't do the truth, or it would have cost you nothing to just stay in the dark or to whatever. I think the search for truth is paramount, and so I was going to have that one as inspiration as well. But that's a little less tangible. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
Not
so
necessarily. Yeah, especially with the situation with Fabriel, investigating something and revealing truth in that way, because it can be personal journey to reveal truth as well. And you don't have to replace any of your inspiration triggers. You can have 3. Like the more you have, the easier it is to trigger something.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's great. And feel free to have those in your character sheet as well, under notes, and then other at the bottom of the page, so they're easy to reference and I can find them as well.
Yep, I got them there actually. Yep, cool.
Yeah.
I'll add the third one too.
Awesome. All right, so on, so we're back to the journey. As the questions per. That was nice. Okay, so on the road to the Raven Peak Wellspring, it is now raining super hard. You received your message from Fabriel Valentil. You fought the Bargas there. And okay, now we can. Oh, I keep having to refresh this page because it keeps thinking we're doing nothing. All right, so let me pull up the next map here as you work your way down the road. I think Arnu was leading the way. So Arnu, I'm going to have you make a survival check, please. And as I pull up this map. Yeah, 14. 14 is enough to continue on the path as it narrows down. Go. Okay, so when you guys can all see the map, just let me know. I know it takes some time to load in.
You can see it, yep.
But actually, I'm going to actually set you guys up properly. Now you guys can tell me the order you were in.
Okay, it's a map because the map went out. Well. The map went out on me.
I had to refresh to get it.
Yeah, you might have to refresh the page.
Okay, there we go. Yep, got it.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. I have to like restart the session and then there we go. So you guys can arrange yourselves on the map in the order you would be marching.
Oh, there we are.
And you can zoom in right to the bottom there. It's a very long map.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't we? I think Ryan L just whispered in my ear, "Let me be at the front because I want them to hit me first." So I that just seems like a smart thing to do to put Ryan L up there. If that's really where he wants to be, he's very headstrong.
I think Rhino has terrible survival.
Well, he doesn't seem to know that.
I thought that we had the ranger at the front to look for tracks, and Tinra's happy to be second.
Yeah, +1 for Rhino in survival. Let's see how he does if he were to lead. Yeah, he would get a 9 and we would all be lost.
He's probably best at the back in case we get attacked from behind anyway. He could be ambushed from behind.
Let's see. What's his
Yeah,
passive? His passive perception. Well, it's at least higher than Valentine. Alright, so he's at the back, keeping an eye out.
I.e., he
Sounds
totally
about
sucks,
right.
but he's better than you.
Alright, so you're walking, it is pouring rain. Really sucks, can't see crap. And everyone has basically, let's see, would this be lightly obscured rain or heavily obscured rain? I would say it's backing up to lightly obscured rain now. So just a disadvantage on stealth checks. So as you're walking, who our new is in front, so I need you to make a perception check, please. And I need to
16.
16 is good. Yeah. So you catch it just before it flies out. Nice. And landing in, so you see off to your left. You don't hear it, but you do catch a glimpse of it coming out from your left as you're walking. And this black owl flies from a nearby tree and transforms into basically a very pale humanoid, like elf looking man. He is wearing a cowl, which I believe is like halfway between a hat and a hood. So he has a black cowl on. He has an overcoat, a black overcoat and cloak as well. And he's basically dressed in all black, very pale with a menacing smile on his face. And he shows up in front of you. And he's like, oh.
He's just shy. You know, maybe he
Shy?
doesn't have a menacing smile. He's just a bit nervous and misunderstood.
Misunderstood. Everyone's misunderstood.
I just
It's a
think
nice
some
little
people are misunderstanding. That's the problem. I'm not mentioning any names, but there are just people who misunderstand often.
So he shows up and he stands up very straight. Just a very confident stance in front of you. And he's like, adventurous! Finally caught up with you. So nice to see you, and I have to commend you on your efforts to ward off the attack of my sisters. Now, I was told that you are not supposed to make it back to Ravenholm, and that you're not supposed to make it back to the wellspring. So I'm here to discuss your options.
Who told you that?
I know everything that happens within my family. And I pull up here. Yep, so he notices on you as well, Valentine. As he's talking, he kind of his gaze becomes affixed on your waist side, Valentine, and he looks at the pommel of the Bronzium rapier you have sheathed at your side, and he's like, "Oh, that is a lovely rapier you have there. Kind of reminds me of my boss's rapier.
Your boss. Perhaps I know him?
And you would have fought someone named Frush in the woods. Just a quick recall there.
Yeah.
You fought him in the woods. He challenged Valentiel to a duel, and his cloak fought the two ladies, wrapping around their faces.
That's what I was thinking.
Doing hilarious
Wasn't
things.
sure.
And he says, "Oh, come to think of it, that cloak also looks familiar. How'd you come by these items?"
Well,
Says
let's
Albert.
just say, fella, that if your boss was your boss because he's better than you, that you just better tuck tail and run away now, because these are all that's left of your precious boss man.
So you think. Well, let's have a little fun, shall we? And he raises his fingers, snaps his fingers, and you see this little vial. Because you can see just glints of some glass vials on a bandolier beneath his cloak, and a couple small vials on his belt as well, and on his wrists, a couple really thin glass tubes that are completely enclosed, made out of glass. And as he snaps his fingers, he breaks one of these vials. Some black smoke that is swirling inside seeps out, and I need to pull up this overlay here. And I need to hold on. I need to make that the right size. Okay. There we go. So you cast this spell here. All right. I'll just double check that. Oh, very touchy. Yeah, that's got it. Okay, perfect. So he casts this spell. Bam. Right in front of Arnu. Because presumably you might have all walked up to talk with him, unless you unless you were like Valentina was like kind of behind Arnu like this, like tucking around the corner. And Rhino would be right up there too. He casts the spell Darkness on you guys, and we need to roll for initiative, and you can't see anything. So here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kate, you're still very welcome to use physical dice if you want to. I know the digital ones are easy, but you don't have to worry about me seeing what you roll if that's the concern. It's fine.
It doesn't matter. I just feel like the physical ones are sometimes better, don't
I think mathematically rolling physical dice is technically better, but what do I know? I don't do math very well. But I say you're very welcome to. You don't have to like worry about like me having to see what you roll. It's fine if that is the concern. So yeah, let's tell me what you guys rolled, and we'll roll for this guy. And since
So we're rolling D20, are we?
Yep, rolling for initiative.
Yeah. I'm just going to use mine because last time I got victimised by the dice, so I don't trust the digital ones anymore. Oh, plummet heck. 4.
They're just misunderstood.
I'm just doomed, aren't I? I'm just doomed. I'm 4. 4?
4? Did you roll in that?
I'm going to sulk.
Did you roll a 2 or something?
No, that was a 4, a flat 4. I haven't actually added anything to it.
Oh, okay, yeah, add your...
Still bad. It's still useless. It's still going to be the worst that anyone's rolled, so...
No, I got you beat. I rolled
Really?
3. But if you add initiative, I've got a 7, but yeah, it's still pretty bad.
7, okay.
Yeah, so mine's... Yeah. Great.
Seven.
Mine's 6, isn't it? 'Cause it's plus 2 for me.
6.
Oh,
I'm
I am.
sorry,
I did roll
our
better
new
than
yours was 15?
I? 14.
Sorry, I know.
14. Okay.
How did Ryan
Sorry,
roll?
Arno.
I swear, if you rolled better than me.
And yeah, for Rhino, come on, load. What's that? 12 for Rhino.
Thank on it.
And 12. There we go. Okay, so this darkness washes over you. You can't see anything within this space. So you hear, yep, all of you hear, except for Valentil, some footsteps kind of moving off to your guys' left. Oop. I realized that I didn't actually... this thing is a little bit unwieldy sometimes. I should reveal this guy. So this is what he looked like in front of you.
Oh, he's got the scorpion. Get over here.
Basically. Just using... but as soon as you cast darkness, you can't see anything. Let me just pull up this thing here. Loading. You are blinded condition. You can't see. Okay, I would say, yeah, you'd have disadvantage on this roll. Although it's kind of strange. Like when you're blind, like or enshrouded in darkness and you can't see anything, it doesn't pose disadvantage on anything basically, which is kind of interesting. But I guess that would kind of suck. So yeah, we'll go with the rules. Valentil, I needed to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, 10.
10?
10.
Okay. So you feel this weird energy, this warmth coming from your rapier. Because presumably in a flash you may have drawn it, or maybe it's still sheathed away there on your hip. But you kind of feel it's warm. It kind of like if you could feel a hum, you would feel that, and then all of a sudden you feel nothing from the rapier, and then you hear everyone except for the Valentil. You hear that movement off to the left. Still can't see anything, but something has happened to your rapier, although you still have it on your person.
It's humming, huh?
And let's see here. That is all he can do. Okay. So, now it is next. We have our new. You cannot see. You are effectively blind in this area.
How big was the area again? This spell quite big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this entire black radius here. It's a 30-foot radius.
Can I cast Zephyr Strike?
You could. Now, since you
And
can't
then-
see, I will say just before you commit to anything, interesting. I'll have this open twice. Oops. Silly me. Oh, good. It's still running. All right. Since you are blinded, you can't see, so you automatically fail any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls against other creatures.
Okay.
And he's somewhere in this darkness. You heard him move off to the left somewhere, though. I rolled terribly on his stealth check.
Casting would just be quite tricky in a minute, then I suppose.
Yeah, so basically, if you want to take the ping tool, because I can see exactly where he is on my screen. If you want to take the ping tool and just ping where you think he is. Then you can roll at that spot with disadvantage.
Oh. Yeah. No, is it
Right
not
there.
working? Come on, ping.
I saw that. Yep, right
Check
there.
actually, because obviously we're all going to have to do this. Is the map still back to front? So when you said he went off to the left, that's actually the right on the map, is it?
Let's see. You're facing. You're heading directly south. Through this.
Yeah.
On this map here. So this is
Okay. So
north is behind you. Yeah.
It's the north behind. I
So
just wanted to check. No, we had it the other way around. We had it.
So does that mean Valentil is on my left?
No, whatever direction we're facing, this is the direction you're facing. South. He's to your right.
Okay, I was
and
thinking, no, okay, right.
Yeah.
Stick
Just
with
the
what I said
direction.
then.
Yeah. So that spot right there, you going to do a ranged or melee attack? You're technically within melee range of that square if you want to do melee attack. And the range would be a disadvantage anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Short sword. So what was that with again?
Your short sword? Yeah, you can roll to hit.
It's a disadvantage.
With disadvantage, so roll d20 twice, take the lower number. If you are using the digital dice, you can right click on the to hit, and it'll click disadvantage. If you want to do that.
I rolled a 16 and a 17, so I guess
Pretty
16
good.
then.
So you swing in that area, and had he been in that area, you would have hit him. He's just not quite in that area.
Well,
so you know
not in
this
that
now. So you
Yeah.
can technically move in that area, and you have, I think you have 2 short swords. So the other one equipped in your left hand, you can use your bonus action this turn if you wish to make an attack with that at a different square.
Yeah. Sure.
So you know he's not in the one directly. You heard him go to the left, and you know he's not in the one directly diagonally to your left. So if you were to move there.
Yeah.
Would you like to attack left of you, diagonally up to the left of you, or directly in front of you?
Maybe this one?
The one just down and to the left? Okay. Roll there with disadvantage.
Where's that? 10.
10 will miss. All right. Now you don't hit anything in that square, so you know he's not in that space, and he's not in the space you're currently in. So he's one of the other spaces. And you know, as you're walking up this path, there was this like tree and this bush and this rock up to your left. So you would have heard him crinkle the shrubberies if he had gone in there, but he did not. So he's pretty close. But yeah, so you've narrowed down where he is not. So
Get him eventually. Just don't move.
So
Don't move again.
Rhino will know about this, and he will step, and he's just gonna swing at the space just in front of him with his rapier. Disadvantage. Okay, so it's a nat 20 or a 4, so he skewers nothing. He skewers the air. Says she's not here. So that narrows it down to. Let me. This narrows it down to either here or here for the next up, which is Valentil Grimstone.
All right, so I have a question. The what is it? Where is it? Crawling lightning. Is that AoE? Can I cast that in a direction and it will do its thing, or do I need to?
It is a ranged spell attack. Basically, you form a bolt of lightning on the ground, and it crawls like a snake.
Right.
So it's like a bolt of lightning that crawls like a snake on the ground, and you control this bolt. And you can strike a target with it, or you can wrap it around a target if you choose to concentrate on it. So you can like shoot it at like it crawls on the ground and then strikes like a snake at it.
Okay, so
it
I
is a
have
ranged
to,
attack.
I have to aim it at something then.
Yep.
It's okay.
So you know where he's not.
Right. That's kind of like Battleship, isn't it? Let's see. Now, okay, and how big are these squares?
5 feet by they're 5 foot squares.
Ah, dang it! You got me. I was like, oh, I thought I had something else. Well, okay, so everything. Now, can I see them? Or I can't see Dak Diddley Squat. Like, do I know where they've attacked, or I just like I've just been kind of sitting there and hearing stuff going off to my left. I don't actually know where stuff is going on.
You can't see them, but you know they're to your left. You know everyone's to your left.
Okay.
And as you get kind of yeah, and you can technically go through other friendly creatures' space. You just can't end your turn there. So if you were to like stumble into their space, you would know they're there.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could easily just move through there and move wherever you wish. But just to recap, you know he's not here, so you know he's either use the better painter. You know he's either here or here.
Okay. All right. So
because he's not to the right.
Obviously, I'm at an advantage because I can see Valentil from his. But like, would I be able to say I just walk, up towards like I want to be in a position where I'm not going to hit Arnu, but I want to shoot at the square right above Arnu's head.
Yeah. So you could move. You could easily move like this.
Okay.
No problem. Like you'd eventually like move to a point. Yeah, and you can cast your spell. Now, Crawling Landing is a ranged spell attack. So if you want to aim at that square, you don't have to move. You can stay where you are here.
Oh, okay. Okay, then yeah,
and still cast it at that space.
I'll save my movement then. Yeah, let me zap. I'm gonna. I mean, I just got my little totem here, so I might as well make use of it.
Okay.
Crawl, lightning, crawl.
Crawling. Nice. So you conjure this bolt on the ground, and it it barely illuminates. I was going to say kind of and barely, and it came out as kindly. It barely illuminates the space it's occupying. Like there's no light that can outshine this right now. And so you form it on the ground, and you snake it towards the direction where you think of this guy is, and you see it disappear into the darkness, and you're like, I hope that hits him. Make a ranged spell attack with disadvantage. I believe that's the spell. You have this spell in front of you there.
Yes. Let's see. All right, so I'm rolling to hit. Is that what we're saying? Or
I believe it's a ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's a roll to hit.
Okay. For crying out loud, can I get in the double digits, please? Let's see. 7. That's a 12.
Let's see. That's a 12. That will miss. Now you can concentrate on this spell for up to a minute, so it doesn't disappear entirely.
Okay.
You just miss the target. Blah blah blah. Make a ranged spell attack on a hit. Yeah, it does stuff. Okay. So you miss the target. So you don't know for sure if he's in this space. Because the bolt missed. But you don't lose the bolt. You can concentrate on it.
Cool.
Alright, and then Chinra. You're still muted in this. I would love to hear what you have to say. But you're muted. No, still muted.
No, I've just minimised the Discord so I can actually see the come on one screen so I can see the map, but well, it doesn't let me unmute when it's minimised. So I was going to. I'm assuming that Tinra felt something to whistle past as Valentin was doing his attack. So knows the rough direction that he was aiming for. Yeah, and would have heard a bit of a sizzle on that. So I'm thinking that she would probably shout fall as a cast command and see if the guy falls down. We might hear him hit the ground.
Sure. I believe you have to be able to see him, because you definitely would have to be able to see him to cast
It's
the
a
spell.
60-foot radius, that spell, though, so I thought maybe I might be able to
Let's
get
see.
away with it.
Let's see. Let's read what that spell says. Because I think it's just a 60-foot range. If you can see a target within 60 feet, you can target them. No, do not crash on me. I will.
It says here, okay, casting time is 1 action, 60-foot radius, duration 1 round. Attack save wisdom 13. It says you speak a 1-word command to a creature. Oh no, I can't. I just have to be able to see him. That's a nuisance. I was hoping that maybe he would use it to locate him if he fell over, but it's not going to work, is it?
Yeah. Oh, and there it goes.
Okay.
It crashes.
No points for being inventive then.
Oh, it's still inventive. Just as per the spell.
But
Can't see
futile.
But you can still like walk up and try and hit him with your mace, or
Yeah, resort to that really. I don't have any spells that generate light, unfortunately. So I'll try and just get the map again.
if you on Discord on the screen where you can see everyone at the very bottom right, there should be a pop up or pop out button at the bottom right.
Oh yeah.
And if you pop that out and then shrink it down using the
I tried that.
you can and if you hit the pin button to the left of that, you'll pin it above everything, so you can always have it. Because what I do is I have you guys at the bottom left of my screen pretty much all the time, so I can still see the map and my notes and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And you don't have to be muted, essentially.
Right.
And you can just hit the minimize, and then you can just hit the minimize and maximize button to bring that up and shrink that down.
Okay. So right. So I've moved Tinra forward a bit. I'll just have a go with my mace. I'm thinking I'll try the digital dice since I'm cursed with my physical dice. I mean, getting a 4 earlier, that was can't be much worse, surely. So
Are you aiming at this space here, or
I'm aiming at just a sec. Grab the map again. So I thought I'd aim at the space sort of diagonal, so just in front of our new.
Okay. So roll to hit with disadvantage.
Yeah. I'm being an optimist here, which I know is totally unfounded, but Tinra does believe in Lady Luck, so I'm going to see whether or not I can get. Has it done anything yet? Driving. I don't know why it's done it twice, but should we just take the first one, 15? I think the keyboard's stuck. Should we take the first one, 15?
Yep. 15 plus stuff will hit this guy. So roll damage.
Hooray! So I'm using my mace, aren't I?
Yep.
I'm having a mental blank. It's been a while. So what am I rolling for the damage? It's D6, isn't it?
For mace, I believe it's a D8.
D8. Oh. D8. Come on. Okay, that's not too bad.
Oh yeah, if you go to your sheet and then under actions and then weapons, it will show you the modifier as well for the strength.
Yeah, so it's +5. It says +5. 1d6 +3 for damage. And I rolled a 5.
Mace 1d. Oh, it is a d6. Okay,
Oh,
that's interesting.
okay. I'll change. Yeah, it used to be d6 with edition 1. I'll go back and do d6 then.
Oh, we'll
Which
keep
is
the
probably
roll.
not going to be. You sure?
Yep. We'll keep the roll. 6, 7. So you roll the 5 on the dice, and then you add 3.
Yeah, 5. And then it's +3, so
So it's
8.
8.
It's a start.
Sweet. You hit him. But the darkness does not drop.
Did I hear a shriek or anything?
You did. You hit him. So you now know where he is.
That'll teach him.
Let's see. So that's a good hit. Anything you'd like to do as a bonus action?
Can I just kind of try and lessen his morale by taunting him?
Sure. What do you say?
Howard,
Hardly.
my Lady Almara will defeat you.
You were doing so good with Coward.
Bless his.
That'll make him edge away, though. I shouldn't have said that. He's going to start
Alright.
edging away now.
All right. So you hear him open another bottle, and then you basically hear, yeah, we'll do this. This little sound of electricity, and you hear that noise. As he
That'll
pulls.
teach me to open my big.
Sorry, you muted yourself again. Oh yeah, it keeps muting itself. It's still muted. I'm sorry, Denise.
It,
Yeah, it keeps doing that. And then there it goes again. Yeah, I would recommend popping out the Discord, so hopefully it doesn't keep muting on you because you're still muted. Denise, you're muted, Denise. Okay. It's muted again. It's like instantly press and then mute again. Sorry. Technology.
Are we sure this isn't Witchcrafter doing some of his nefarious magic? Does he have a mute spell?
He does not have the spell silence. Denise still muted. Yeah. I'm gonna message you. Muted. All right. Well, the Witchcrafter is there. She's gonna try and come back. So he's still concentrating on the spell. Hi, Denise. You're still muted. He's going to just roll to hit.
can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Because I'm not able to mute. I can't minimize it because every time I minimize it, that button gets deactivated. I tried pinning it, like you said, and it just won't let react. It just does not react when I click on it. I've clicked on it so many times to unmute. I'm just going to have to leave it on the big screen and then just flip to the map.
All right. And your video is off too. That's fine. So we'll roll. Let's see. Who is he going to hit? There's two people in front of him here. He's going to try and either go for Arnu or Tinra. So we'll go odds and evens. Odds for Arnu and evens for Tinra. It's a 17. So yeah, it's always Arnu. So we are going to roll to hits.
A big target, I guess.
13 will not hit. Wait, 14. What's your armor class? 14 or 15?
14.
So 14 just hits. So that's one attack. And the other one will miss. So he takes out this this lightning lash, this lightning whip he has, and it will strike twice at you. The first one. Okay, so you will take 6 points of slashing damage. And drop my dice.
I feel like God is gone. Oh.
And three points of lightning damage. And he is going to try to pull that weapon away. Oh yeah, the link's probably changed. There it is. So I need you to make either strength or acrobatics check, Arnu.
Strength.
And he's going to do. It's probably going to
18.
be better than his. Yeah. So he tries to wrestle your weapon away with his whip, but you manage to hang on to it. And as the whip wraps around your wrist, you take that lightning damage, the 3 points, but your weapon is still yours. All right. So that is his action to attack. Okay, and he'll do that later. Okay. So it is your turn, are you? Ooh. 5 hit points.
Yeah, I think I'll just try to hit him back. Really, now I know where he is. I suppose I'll still be rolling for disadvantage. Basically, it's so dark.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 15.
15 will hit.
Okay. I don't know why I did that. That was the wrong thing to do. Me.
All right, hits regardless.
5 damage.
5 damage. All right. Damage. And I need to roll. Yeah, it was succeed. So he still maintains concentration on darkness.
And then another attack with bonus action.
Yep, absolutely. You need lunch. Sorry, 1 second.
That was a 1, so
Yeah, that will miss. Give me a second here. All right. So yeah, natural 1 will miss, unfortunately. But he still took some damage.
Mhm.
And Ryan knows where he is now, so he will stumble his way through there. And he will also try and attack. Nope. Now with a 4. The 4 he misses, he goes, shut up. So yeah. Now he will also give bardic inspiration to you. You play a little ditty on his. Oh, I called it a lute earlier, but he actually has a viol. So he plays a little melody on his viol and gives you bardic inspiration, Arnie.
Yay.
Yay!
And
As a
much
tiny
easier.
violin spawns beside your left ear and starts playing.
Wow, so literally the smallest violin in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah. That's his last one. He can only give 2 of those, so that's his last inspiration to give. All right.
Right.
That's all he can do. Valentine.
Well, everyone else has been doing a bang up job. Hopefully I can do it. Now, I've still got my thingy bloopers going, right?
Yes, your thingy boopers.
My crawling lightning.
On a hit, take as you choose to concentrate on the spell. Sustain charge, forgo 15 feet of your movement to instead use it to wrap around the initial target. So it doesn't say you have to hit the initial target. So the lightning's fury for going 30 movement is to basically use your movement to instead use it on the bolt.
Okay.
To a new target, or you can wrap it around this target here. Yeah, it does not say you have to have had hit this target.
Okay, so but I know where it is. at this point now because I've
Yeah,
hit it?
you know where he is now. It's
Okay.
still at disadvantage because you can't see him.
Right.
You just know where he is in the space.
Okay. All right. So okay.
So
So
the
yeah.
bolt is in his space.
All right. So yeah, I will do the. Let's see. So.
Actually,
Sustained.
I just need to make a strength saving throw. You don't even need to roll the hit on that.
That's what I was wondering. I didn't know if I had to re-roll if it's already existing.
No, you missed the attack roll, but the bolt is still in his space.
Nice.
So I need to roll a strength saving throw against your spell save DC.
Prepare to die,
Which is
weakling.
13. He gets 14.
For crying out loud.
So I take half of 3d8, but I don't become restrained.
Half of 3d8s.
Yeah.
All right. So is this? I think that's a d8. Nope, that's a 9. Okay, so must be this one. Aha. Okay. Ooh. All right. So we got a 6, a 6,
Ooh.
and a 3. So 18, 21 divided by 2, 10.
Wait, so it was a 6,
And a
12,
3.
13,
Oh.
14, 15.
Right.
15 divided by 2, and I round up. So there's like 8 points.
Yeah, so it did the thing where it's like the 6 with a line under it. So in my brain, though, it went the other way around because it landed upside down. So I saw 9, 9, and 3. So, but I know it was a 6 because it's an 8 dice, so I can't roll a 9. So, but in my head, I'm thinking 9, 9, and 3. So that's where that came from, folks. Just so you know.
Just so we know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now that once it's done that, now is it? And he said it failed to grasp. So is he?
So so how it works is the bolt wraps around him.
Yep.
And squeezes him, but he breaks 3, and the bolt breaks free, and the bolt falls back to the ground.
Okay.
But the bolt's still there. You're still concentrating.
It is still there. Okay. Okay. Great. Great.
Yeah. He's just not restrained by it. But it still hit him.
I think I have a new best friend now. My little Bolt. I shall name him Bolt.
So that's pretty good.
Inspiration.
You already have it.
I know.
It's Tinra, you're up next.
As I've moved nearer to him, can I still not see him in the darkness, or can I just see like a little blur of movement or something?
You can kind of see where. Well, you know the space where he should be. He has not moved from that space because
I'll pump him with my mace again then.
Nice. See, it's a roll to hit with.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to stick with the digital dice for now because they've been kinder to me than my own dice today.
It's going to be a constant yo-yo back and forth battle.
Oh, well, I spoke too soon, didn't I? Are you having a laugh?
Not one. Let me write that down.
Yeah, you did say about the 1, didn't you? If I ever get a cast of 1, so that'll teach me to put my faith in digital dice. I'm gonna sulk in the corner in a minute.
All right.
Well.
So you miss. I'm not going to say
I just whack my own foot,
hit.
do I?
No.
Just trip over my feet and
you just hit the ground. Or if you wanted to say that, that's fine. You just won't take any damage.
Just say that I took a swing at him, overbalanced and hit the ground.
Yeah, maces can be heavy.
Yeah, I'll spend the rest of my turn scrabbling up, looking embarrassed.
You can still move somewhere if you'd like, or you can stay right here.
I'll try and move a little bit close to him then, partly to shield Arnu because Arnu's taken a lot of damage. So,
yep.
Can I move?
Oops. You're pretty much as close to him as you can. Oops. I know.
Why is that not working?
If you click off the pan tool at the top left. That might help.
Just move to there.
Okay, so yeah, with the movement, you'd have to stay here. If you move here, you can't really get through another creature's enemy creature space.
Okay, I'll just stay where I am then.
You're
Looking
basically supposed
embarrassed.
if you can be. Poof. Well, you can't really see anything.
Yeah, they can't see. I'm embarrassed. Hope they thought the scuffling sound was him rather than me.
So let's see. Make an Arcana check, Tinra.
Okay. 12.
12? Okay. With a 12, you suspect that since he's been pretty proficient in hitting really well, for the most part, you suspect that he is, with his concoctions, isn't necessarily affected by his own magic.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? It's interesting as well that he's got similar mechanisms to the witches because they were like uncorking potions as well, so it kind of aligns with their approach.
Yeah, so you think this guy is also a witch.
It's pretty
Just different kind.
unfortunate that I can't command him to drop his potions, isn't it, really?
Mm-hmm. I've been rolling concentration checks every time he gets hit to see if he actually does drop darkness, and he's been passing every time.
He's smug, isn't he? I bet he's standing there all smug.
He's the smuggest.
Yeah, it's the smuggest
Fresh on his-
villain you've ever seen, probably.
All right. So, all right, it's the witchcrafter's turn. Let's see here. He will continue. Ooh, so the first one's gonna miss. Yep, that one's gonna miss. He's going for Arnu again. Ooh.
Leave my mate alone, Tinra shouts.
So I rolled 13 and 11 on the dice, so both of those attacks miss. So because of this, he is going to see. He's going to attempt to move out of the darkness. Yeah. Okay. So I think let me check a look here. Yep. Arnu, you're the only one who hears him. You can all take attacks of opportunity with disadvantage. Even Rhino. Rhino misses with a 5 on his dice. Is the lowest. Yep. Kenner, you can also make attack of opportunity. He is leaving melee range. He's basically going to move somewhere. $12.
That's not bad.
A disadvantage. So yeah, on your sheet, it might be easier to go under actions and then click the +5 to hit. You can even right click on that and roll at disadvantage, and it does it automatically for you.
Sorry, where's that?
Under your character sheet actions.
Oh, right,
You
yeah,
should-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll it there instead.
Yeah, because I'll add the modifiers for you.
Clear that.
And then Arnu, you can take one as well. Rhino missed with a lovely roll of 5.
Mm-hmm. 10.
10 will miss.
11, yeah. Oh,
12. If 12's your lowest roll, Tinra,
Yeah, sorry,
that
it's
will hit.
just it just froze. So
Ah.
I would have to go back to the evil physical dice. It's still got a 12.
12.
It's not the worst.
You actually hit it with a 17.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll your d6 +3. And I will roll to see if he actually concentrates on darkness.
Let's just try the.
Yeah, he just barely hangs on.
I think it's still frozen, so I'm just going to use my manual dice. And I got a 3, so that's +3, so that's 6.
6. So he takes some more damage.
That'll teach him.
Right. So only Arnu, you hear him move kind of down and to your left, towards north. The rest of you don't hear him. Because I rolled a 15 on a stealth check, and Arnu, you have a passive perception of 16, so your ears twitch. Follow where he is.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
that is his whole turn.
Mhm. Okay. Just shout that out. He's moved down and left.
So you moved. Would you like to move after him and hit him again with your short sword, or would you like to try and shoot him in the eye with your bow?
I suppose it'll be quite tricky, isn't it? So we've got to supposedly guess exactly where he is again.
Yeah, you can't see him.
Is this technically down and left? Is that right?
That would be down and to your left.
So okay. Be here then?
All right. So you can aim there. Are you using your short bow, or are you going to move there?
Move. I'm going to move there.
Okay.
And yeah.
Awesome. So that's 1. It's still at disadvantage. Ooh.
9.
So the first hit will miss.
Yeah, I'll do it. Right.
13 or 16.
So
13 will just miss. You kind of hear it scrape just against. You feel it kind of like tickle a vial on his bandolier, but you just miss him. Tink.
Okay. So I think I've got
Actually,
the right space then.
Oh.
His bandolier is
What?
wetting his pants right now, though.
So let's roll a percentile check to see if the vial actually breaks, and see what happens if it does. Yeah, that it breaks. All right. So let's see.
Nice.
Fire. We'll see what kind of elemental damage. So acid damage. So he's gonna spray himself with acid.
Himself, that's fine.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
That's probably gonna
there
tickle.
it is. Probably gonna
Poetic
tickle.
justice there.
So we'll take another. Let's see. Where do you go? So he'll take another 4 points of acid damage. He's like, ah, stupid wolf.
Hey.
We'll see if he maintains concentration. He does not.
What a loser.
So
Mind.
That's like the best
Kablamo.
miss in gaming history right there.
it was so close to the AC. His AC was 14.
Mm-hmm.
So with the 13, I'm like, oh, it missed. Oh, it hits the vial on his bandolier. Oh, it breaks. Oh, it sprays acid on him. Oh, he loses concentration.
Get him, everyone.
Meant to do it,
So now you
Anu,
can see
meant
him.
to
He's
do it.
Well done, Arnie.
there. So that's that was with your offhand. Awesome.
Dang. Arnu's a beast.
You can still almost literally. She's technically beast folk as your species.
Sorry.
As your race. You can still technically move. You only move 5 feet, so you can technically move wherever you still have 30 feet of movement. I think you have 35 or 40. You have very long legs. I think you have 40 feet of movement. Oh, and geez.
I might just move.
So this is my bad. Missed
Okay,
abilities.
sorry.
I completely forgot you actually have blind sight for a radius of 10 feet because you have the blind fighting feat. So you can
Yeah.
actually roll regular hits. So we'll just know about that going forward. I allow you just to re-roll one more dice, damage roll, because one of those would definitely have hit. Not to hit, but actual damage
Okay.
with your regular main hand weapon. There you go. So 8 more damage to this guy.
Heck
Nice.
yeah. She does better than I do
Okay.
with that when I actually hit something.
Well, now you can actually see. I believe, yeah, I think you have like dark vision of like to 80 feet, which is crazy, and blind sight of 10 feet. So we'll try and remember you have blind sight because you have blind fighting. We can
Yes,
flavor that as you can
definitely.
actually use your keen hearing to hear where they are, so you can hit them. Yeah, your walking speed's 40 feet, so you still have 35 feet of movement to move somewhere if you want.
I think I might just move just here, just to have a little bit of distance.
Okay, he's gonna try and whack you with his whip, as he will do. And he'll hit you.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're at low hit
Wasn't very
points. So
wise.
I think with minimum damage. Yeah. So you take the with the whip square in the snout, and you go down. Take 7 points of slashing damage,
Oh.
and then some more lightning damage. But it's all together. So you are. Let me put this on you here. And Tinra is down, unconscious.
Arnu, but
Just do you have a question?
How come I'm unconscious? 'Cause I'm not taking any damage until
he meant
until
Arnu.
now.
You shouldn't be
Maybe
unconscious.
You said Tinra.
No, you're not unconscious. You have full hit points. Arnu is.
Oh, you said
I did.
Tinra's down. You said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my bad. I think it's because I was
That's
looking
okay.
at
I was
her name
sorry.
on
Thought
here.
that was minding my own business.
No.
I mean, I
Arnu
know it's normal for Tinra to be unconscious during a fight.
It's kind of her MO.
Full hit points. Yeah, yeah. Arnu is unconscious. My apologies. That's his attack of opportunity, though. But yeah, now it is Rhino's turn.
Very wise.
Play us a ditty, Rhino.
He plays a ditty. Oh yeah, and you still have inspiration, so you can use that for your death save if you want. If you fail a death saving throw.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now that he can actually see this guy, he is going to cast Fairy Fire to make a dexterity. Yeah, he fails. So glittering. Let's see. Excuse me. Blue dust kind of flitters around and settles on his cowl and his shoulders. You can see him more easily. All attack rolls have an advantage. If he were in darkness, it would cancel the disadvantage and advantage would cancel. It'd be straight rolls. So all attack rolls against this guy have advantage now, per the casting of Fairy Fire. And so Lionel has actually done something useful, and now he will move down here. Face me and die, he says.
Sounds like something he would say.
All right. And next, Valentine.
Yeah, and so I was reading over the spell stuff while I was waiting. Apparently, it's still going, right? It doesn't. I don't see a time where it stops as long as I don't. I'm kind of sacrificing my movement for its movement. I think is just the trade-off. Yep. So I'm gonna zap him again.
Sweet. So you can move the bolt now to make another ranged spell attack against him. Let me see if Fairy Fire says all attack rolls or just melee attack rolls. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range, blue, green, or violet light. Fails strength for duration. Objects, crit range, blah blah. Any attack roll against has advantage. So not just melee. So this ranged lightning attack has advantage.
Nice. Okay. All right. And it's like so, and I can choose whether I want to go lightning fury or sustained charge, right? Or does it need to be one?
Well, if you can move it within 15 feet, so basically, let me pull up this ping here. He was here, I believe.
Okay. Yep.
So it'd be 5, 10. You can get there.
All right.
You can just get to.
So let's see.
Yeah, you can just get there with 15 feet. So you can wrap it around him. I need to make a strength saving throw then.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah.
11. So that fails. So I take full damage and I become restrained.
Is it? It's 3d8 again, right?
3d8. Yep.
All right.
I have not hit you with any attack, so you still concentrate.
All right.
All right.
3, 5, and 5. So that is 13.
13. So he takes 13 points of lightning damage, and he is restrained. So attack rolls against him have advantage. Speed is 0. He already had advantage because of fairy fire. And he automatically fails any dexterity saving throws.
What a loser.
Or, sorry, he has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. And on attack rolls. So he has that disadvantage now. And I think with that spell, I think at the start of his turn, he takes 1d8 lightning damage, I believe, while he's restrained.
Yes. Yep. On a failed save, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to fail another save?
Yeah. Yeah. It says on a failed save.
Or does it say if it's wrapped around him, he takes 1d8 at the start of his turn?
Let's see. On a failed save, the target. Okay, 3d8. Yep. On a successful save, the target. Oh wait. Oh, while restrained on subsequent turns, the wrapped creature takes 1d8 lightning damage on a failed save. So he has to.
So I need to repeat the save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So that's good. That's a good amount of damage. He's looking very rough. Let me actually do something useful and actually put a bloodied color on him.
Nice.
So he was looking wounded a little while ago. I just forgot. So he's looking pretty rough. Lightning, he doesn't like it very much.
Shocking.
Right.
What's wrong?
Oof. All right. Tinra, it's your turn.
I'd like to move over to Arnu and cast a cure because Arnu's in bad shape.
Yeah, she is. So yeah, I believe it's 1d8 plus 6.
Okay, so I'll
It's whatever under spells for you.
yeah, under spells. I'm just gonna add it as cast. So it says 1d8 plus 6. I'm a bit paranoid about all the dice because they've all been mean today, haven't they? Let's see if this one's going to redeem itself.
One might say you're rather unlucky,
Oh,
which is interesting.
for goodness sake.
That's pretty
Really?
good.
Yeah, but it was a 1 plus, 1 out of on a d8 plus.
I think it said custom roll d8, so you just rolled a d8, so the 7 on the dice, and then you add your 6.
Oh right, sorry, I thought it said at the top it looked like it was a 1.
I can see the blog here. It's fine. Roll a 7 on the dice, and then plus 6, so you get your 13 hit points.
That's 13. That'll get Arnie back into good nick.
Nice.
Just put on there. I've cast
Thank
it
you very
once.
much.
So I'll move this back up.
There, I've put that on, so I've cast it once. Hopefully that's taken because the system keeps freezing, so I'm hoping that's now showing as cast at your end.
Okay, so I rolled a solid total of 5 for my strength saving throw against being restrained by this lightning bolt, so I take another 1d8 lightning damage.
That right there's a 6.
Okay, how do you do this?
So I mean, really, it's like the little bolts doing it. Like, yeah. So yeah, I just have it kind of go up, wraps around his leg, kind of like a big tree. Just kind of goes up, then it goes into his mouth, and it shoots out his eyeballs.
Stop!
Yes.
6 is exactly what he had left. That's perfect.
I knew I didn't need to roll a 7, so I kept it. I kept it mild. I was like, 6 is enough. Yeah.
And and this guy is gone.
Bye.
He couldn't even fly away. He was going to try and get out of it, but nope, he's gone.
I mean, he talked a
So-
lot of schmack. I was kind of surprised he went down so easily.
He was confident in his abilities.
Two
What-
down.
was that?
However many to go.
I think
Tinra
the
wants to
turning
go
point.
over and loot him and see if there's any clues as to who tipped him off or set him on us.
Yes. And I think the turning point was when the vial exploded
Yeah,
on
exactly.
his bandolier.
Our news best miss ever.
Best miss ever.
Remember, we want to loot his body. Just thought I mentioned that.
So
I love the disembodied voice. Loot the body.
yeah. Loot the body. Yeah, feel free to loot the body. Rhino will step out of the way because he's like technically here but not here. And then you guys can make an investigation check on the male witch's body.
Now let's see here. Apparently, I don't care about
Ooh,
investigating.
I need to pull up my. Yes, I need to pull up my potions table because he also has potions that you guys actually have that is added in your inventory.
Another one. Yippee not.
Is that another nat one? Okay.
Can you refresh me? So, like in the skill section, like every section had pretty much, except for performance, everything has a plus or minus. But then there's the black dot next to it. Is it? Do you add anything that's in the column or?
No, if it has a black dot, it adds your proficiency bonus automatically. So it's just whatever's there in the total at the end of that is the total, and that will update automatically if you have higher ability scores or if your proficiency bonus goes up. The black dot automatically calculates it.
Okay, it's tied to this. So, but if it's showing me as an Arcana check of +5 or what is it? What are we doing?
Should be investigation.
Investigation. So my investigation says +3. So even though it doesn't have a black dot next to it, I do add the 3. Is that right?
3 is the total. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Wait, because you're not proficient. Wait,
No.
because your intelligence in your character. It's blah 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 blah. Investigation is +3 because there's no black dot beside that.
Okay. I was just making sure that it still was an activated thing, even though it doesn't have. I couldn't remember what the black dot exactly was for. I know it was proficiency.
I'm not seeing a black dot. Yeah, I'm not seeing a black dot beside investigation here.
No,
Weird.
me neither. But I do see a
okay,
+3.
okay.
So I thought.
Yeah, so that is your intelligence.
Right. Okay. Either way, I mean it's a whopping 5, so it's not. I don't think it's going to help
Excellent.
me.
Whopping 5. I need to quickly record another nat 1 for Tinra.
You go, Tinra. Low standards.
5. Well, even with like a minimum DC of 5, you do clearly find his weapon.
Oh.
Which actually, you know what? You don't, because he conjures his weapons from his potions. So you do find, even on his person, it's very clear to see the bandoliers. So can you roll a D100 for me?
Oh, that's right. That's the this plus this, I believe. All right. So the first one is okay, yeah. So I guess it's a 51.
51. You find a potion with a bubbling, bright yellow liquid inside.
Oh, I got a pea sample. Fantastic. Can I do it? I'm guessing I would know. Like, can I do like a pop the cork and take a whiff kind of thing, or do I just kind of have to wait for a magic user?
Do you want to open it?
Your nonverbal tells me that wouldn't be a good idea.
Make an Arcana check.
All right. Good gravy, man. I'm Denising here. What was it again?
Arcana.
All right, that's a 7.
With a 7, you've seen witches cast magic from their potions. You do not know if you open this potion if you can just take a whiff and it'll be fine, or if it will immediately cast the spell.
Okay, I
magic.
will not tempt fate then. I don't want to go that route then.
I wasn't going to be cruel and say, "Oh yeah, you open it, you take a whiff, no problem."
Right. You got a urine sample all over your face. Oh gosh.
You got about a 5. Common sense kicks in at that point.
Right. Yeah, don't eat the yellow snow, don't sniff the yellow fluid. That's kind of the conventional wisdom, I believe.
So you find that. You don't find any of his weapons. Let's see. Did he have anything else on him? No, just the potion. That's all you find with a 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Arnu, if you want to loot the body, you can also roll investigation. I will roll one for Rhino as well, just in case it all is
Yep.
Roll better than a 5 if you can. That would be my strategy.
did not.
You also roll 5 though, so you find another little vial on him. So roll D100.
300.
Technically, like within that one, even with that, you technically still see a potion. So if you want to, Denise, roll a D100 as well to grab another potion, you can, because they're easily visible.
30.
30. You find a bubbling liquid that is a deep sea blue in color that is frothing white on the surface.
Oh, yours sounds pretty cool.
I will bold these so I know they were found. So I can add them later. $51, I think. Yep. Denise, you can roll D100 as well. Hopefully she can hear.
Okay, just a sec.
Hands are full at the moment.
Well, I can't hear or see, so I'm like, hopefully.
Probably got a
Yeah,
bit
with
bite.
5, all you find is another potion.
Yeah, so a nat 1 is probably not going to be your best bet for success.
And that wasn't good, was it? I think Almara's displeased with us for some reason, but I haven't worked out what yet.
29.
1 second.
So you find a bubbling liquid, overcast cloud in color.
Okay. What'd I miss?
So you find mystery potions. In addition, though, you still see the vials on his wrists. One of them's broken, but on his other wrist, there's one that's still intact. The weird straw-like tubes with the swirling dark liquid mist in there. He still has one of those on. That's easy to see. But yeah, with 5s, that's all you find.
So can I take the vial off his wrist then? Is that kosher?
Sure.
I'm not going to sniff
Very
it.
delicate.
Yeah.
You know what? Just for fun, let's just roll sleight of hand on that.
Alrighty.
They're meant to be easily broken.
That is 17.
Yeah, you easily manage to take it out without breaking the very fragile ends of them. And you don't cast darkness.
Wait, so I know what it is then?
Yeah, you saw him cast it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the same. Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I will write that down somewhere.
That would have been a bit of a bummer.
It only lasts a minute, so you would have been not able to see for a minute, but you could also just walk out of it.
Mm.
The worst thing is it would have been just wasted.
Right, right. Waste not, want not.
Inspiration and darkness. Okay. Cool. Yep, that is all you find on this guy.
Who has 2 thumbs and is
Wow.
dead. That guy.
That guy. All right. It is still heavily raining. I double-checked the rules during a break for heavy rain. It is lightly obscured, as I initially went with, which was good. And all perception checks that rely sight and hearing are at disadvantage. Now, you were able to still hear him when he walked past, because it doesn't say anything about passive perception.
Okay.
So, it's still here. That's what we're going with for now.
Sweet.
Never
Oh, we're
likely
soggy
to-
then.
Never likely to change. Yeah,
Mhm.
just very soggy. All right. So, anything else you'd like to do here, or would you like to continue on this very long map to the wellspring?
I'm all for going forward, unless. Sorry, in character. All right, I'm all for going forward if y'all want to, but it's. Yeah. There. Wow.
Oh,
Getting
yeah,
any drier?
What's that?
12. Oh yeah, Rhino rolls his check. Right. Blah. He gets what's his intelligence? Please be smart. 12. Okay. So with a 12, you also managed to find a little note on him that says, I have his name. It reads, Shadar. Please ensure the fools do not make it to the wellspring or back to Ravenhorn. V.
V. Who do we know whose name begins with V?
Valentia. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it was me all along. My senility knows no bounds. I clearly have been allied against myself all this time and didn't even realize it. V. And he called us a fool too. I take umbrage with that. But I probably not much of a point in sticking around. So, are you all ready to go?
Let's keep the note in case we can match the handwriting later when we get back to Lighthorn.
I don't. My forensics is very low, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to help with that. But yeah.
There we go. Dad just blasted the music in the basement.
Ah, jeez.
Metal comes on. Ah!
Right. You're ruining the mood.
Love metal though. It's great.
So we're going to keep the letter to for posterity and to figure stuff out. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and sally forth.
All right. So you are soaking wet, walking forth, forwarding your way ahead as you forward, as the dragon said, using archaic English terms too. All right. So yeah, you make your way, progressing further, and for fun, let us roll. I have a table for this random encounter. Ooh. Okay, let's see where this goes. I made some custom random encounters. Haven't tried them yet, so we'll try one now. Who wants to roll a D100?
Who's been the luckiest so far? This probably
Not Tinra.
not me.
Yeah.
I think Almara's displeased with me, but I haven't worked out why yet. It's probably I haven't converted anyone recently.
Yeah, the pyramid schemes, you got to work
the
those.
conversions.
All
right,
can roll if I'm in front.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're
I'll see you guys there. Denise 1, Kate 2, Jesse 3, me 4, me 4. So I'll roll the D100. Oh, 9. What is 9? Please don't be death. Okay, we'll do this the next day. Yeah. So you make it to the end of this day without any encounters with anything else. No more weird witches and Bargus. And you get to the end of the night. The rain lets off a little bit, but you are all still wet. So it's the end of the day, getting to the eve. Twilight settles in. Would you like to try and press on through the night, or would you like to try and find shelter for the night?
What do we think?
So, soggy isn't fun, particularly. I mean, if there is no shelter, I don't see any reason why not to keep going. But if we have something nearby that we can get out of the wetness, I think I'd be down with that.
Yeah. So as you walk, there's still lots of trees all around you on the side. The path is quite narrow, like pretty much single file. At times you can have two abreast. But yeah, it's pretty much single file. So it's pretty thick through here. It seems like not a lot of folks travel to the wellspring. And so basically we're going to have a fun little group survival challenge here. You're going to tell me what you want to do. And basically we'll see how successful you will be at trying to set up camp in the rain. Since it's a little bit more difficult, normally it'd be quite easy, but everything's super wet.
Super wet.
So it's like a skill challenge. And then we'll roll a relevant check based on what you describe you want to do, and then see how successful it is overall.
Okay. So we would say shelter overhead is like our first priority. First thing we want to do is that. I guess because then we can if we want to try to light a fire or do anything like that, we're gonna need some ceiling.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I don't know. We're not going to find a cave or anything, but sort of outcrop of stone or something. There might be some area that's sort of not quite a roof, but just something a little bit out the rain, just to get a fire going.
Okay, so it sounds like Arnu's doing the fire, and Vantil is doing the shelter. So we'll just start with you two. To find wood. So Arnu, you can make an investigation check. And there's lots of sticks and stuff around, so it's just going to be a matter of assembling them together. Make sure. Man, this is interesting.
7.
It's like a knot. 7. Okay, we'll get to that in a sec. This is interesting. We'll try this. Make a strength-based sleight of hand check.
Me?
Please, Vantil.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, so am I going off of strength or am I going off of sleight
Strength.
of hand?
You're going off of strength using sleight of hand. If you're proficient in sleight of hand, you add your proficiency bonus.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's 12, but then if I add sleight of hand, which is +6, is that?
I think that's your dex with your dex.
Okay, so how do I subtract? Oh, do I subtract the dex? So it's only a 1 then, I guess, right? Because the dex is
so
5.
the dex, I think your dex is +4.
It's 5.
What is your dex is, I think your dex score is like 18, so it's 4. And then your proficiency is +2, so that's why it's +6.
Okay.
So roll a 12 on the dice. Your proficiency bonus is 2.
Yep.
So it's 14 plus your strength.
Oh, no, that's with the 12 was with the strength. I rolled an 11.
Oh, with the strength. Okay, then +2 with your proficiency then is 14.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's how variant skills work.
Okay.
Not a lot of DMs do them, but I like to use them if they're for like weird niche, like setting up a shelter in the rain, trying to like dexterously put little twigs and logs together.
Right.
And you're still using like branches and stuff, so it's not like little finesse things. It's still using strength overall, but it's still finesse. So strength-based sleight of hand. That's where that came from in my brain. Okay. So we got a 14. You make an adequate shelter out of fallen branches and logs and sticks. With a 7 to find any dry wood, you don't really find anything.
Inadequate.
Nope.
And then Tinra, what would you like to do to try and make shelter for make camp for the night? You've seen Vantil wrangle together this little makeshift shelter that should house all 4 of you. Arnu has gone off to find wood and dry wood and come back empty-handed, just with some dry sticks and stuff like that, and dry
So we've got nothing
wet
to make a fire at all, have we, at the moment?
Yeah.
Praying doesn't seem like a very practical option, does it?
What would Tinra do?
Well, Tinra probably would, let's face it, probably do a bit of praying for us to get a lucky break and find some stuff.
Yeah, I believe it would have to do with something like praise Elmira, praise her all the time. And
yeah, I'll just do some quiet chanting under my breath in the hope that maybe it warms up a bit.
Okay. Just roll a straight d20 for me. Two.
that one?
No, just a 2.
Oh, okay.
Almost as bad as in that one.
Yes, I know. Well, you
do
could
the-
make it too.
So you pray for guidance, a little bit of luck.
And you
Nothing
get
usually
Really
will happen.
displeased with me, isn't she? She's really displeased with me. Not quite sure what I've done to offend her, really. Apart from not get any new converts recently. That's the only thing I
Maybe
can
it's
think.
asking
So
for her help every 5 minutes.
Oh no! Oh, the wolf gets snarky.
Support Arnu.
Yes. Sorry, this fire lighting is getting on my nerves. Right? It's getting stressed.
Well, at least my lady Almara blessed you with her healing craft earlier.
So,
She may be displeased with me, but she obviously looks on you with favour.
so we have a good shelter, but we have no fire, and then Tinra has decided I may as well pray, and nothing happens.
So I don't have fire. My question is, lightning, sometimes if it strikes a tree or something like that, it's very powerful stuff. It can actually combust and do whatever. Can I do like mini little lightning things? I'm guessing
if a lightning spell does ignite flammable objects, it specifies.
Oh.
However, in this case, seeing everyone struggling with trying to get a fire going or doing almost nothing.
Except for our shelter.
Excuse
Our
me,
shelter is bomb.
I actually have a tinderbox, so I do actually have a tinderbox. I've just forgotten.
Yeah, everyone does have a tinderbox. I think so. But if you want to light said tinderbox, they probably have flint and steel, but it is wet in conditions. So if you want to dog hair on my keyboard, if you want to, we can still do it for fun since you came up with a creative solution to the problem. If you want to use your shocking grass cantrip, I just need you to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. So d20 add your intelligence, and we'll see how well that does. We'll say it's a pretty difficult task. The DC is 15 to try and light this fire with your shocking grasp.
Dang it. 13.
Okay. So you on the branches on the tinder, nothing happens. So Tinra stops praying, grabs your flint and steel from your tinderbox, and eventually just lights a fire after a couple hours of stuff happening. Oh, and Rhino's going to try and find food.
Praise! I'll just go say that just to while I've got a moment.
I think the lesson here is Elmira appreciates those who do versus those who pray. So it's more of a...
Oh, Elmira, yes. Every time I hear Elmira, there's a town.
It sounds like you're
called
warming to
Elmira,
her.
so that's what I think of every time.
He's warming to her goddess. So you might have a new convert soon.
Oh, she's not selling herself right now. I'll tell you that much. I'm seeing how you roll. I'm barely rolling better, but I am rolling better without it.
All right. So it takes you a little bit longer than you intended to get shelter and camp going. But you managed to eventually get it going with the fire, trying to keep it out of the rain. You build the shelter over top of the fire so rain doesn't get on there. And you have some downtime now. If you want to start scroll scribing and researching, you can do that with your downtime activities. So how this works, we'll just start with scroll scribing. I just make an Arcana check, Valentil. Just a straight normal Arcana check. And keep track of the total.
Let's see. Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 9.
So
Oh, okay.
9 for the first roll.
Mhm.
Okay. So I will write that down here. 9 out of progress. Okay. All right. And then, so you start to work on making the scroll. You take out your little portable enchanting table. You take out your wizard's orb planted on the center. Actually, at center top, the top of it. And then it has a bunch of arcane runes inscribed on it. You take out a piece of parchment, put it flat, and you start enchanting the piece of paper so that it becomes able to contain a spell within it. And you may 9 progresses.
Progress I believe is the right word.
Yeah. All right, and then for the research, this also has. It's something that is not able to be done in 3 days, but you're able to comb through the book and learn a little bit more. So this one, what I write down for this? Intelligence plus proficiency bonus check. Yep. So our new roll a d20, add your intelligence, and add your proficiency bonus.
I think it's going to be a lot. It's 2.
2.
The 3 for the intelligence. Efficiency bonus. What would that be?
2. 7. All right.
So 5, I guess.
Okay, apparently we're
So-
garbage when we're wet.
I think it's ugh. So yeah. So a total of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you make 5.
Oh yeah, I see it. That big proficiency bonus box at the top. See it
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. So you make 5 progresses.
It's just very wet.
It's very wet. The book is wet. It's kind of hard to make out what's going on.
Mm.
But you do learn the word for witch in Vorse. You're able to piece that much together. I'll get that to you in a moment because I forget where I wrote it down. I think it's Gouge. Where is it? Hello. I'll get it to you later. It's fine. It's not super important right now. You just learned the word in Vorse for witch. Okay. And so yeah, that's the progress you make on the night. You're all able to kind of rainy and wet, but you built a good enough shelter and you have fire going now. Yeah, you get a long rest, full benefits.
Yay!
And let's see here.
Remind me how this impacts healing. Again, we have to do some kind of rolling again for that.
Just go that's for a short rest. If you go to the top of your page, hit long rest and hit apply, it does everything automatically.
Nice.
Resets all your spell slots used, resets your health. Good stuff. Ooh. Here we go. So it is dream time.
Nice.
There. So Tinra. In Tinra's mind, what does the realm of Lady Elmara look like?
I would say that it's like, because she's the font of all good fortune, that it's like a misty realm with a golden honey sort of glow.
Just a misty realm, golden honey glow, golden honey mist, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a misty realm, you have a little bit of white, but mainly golden honey, and perhaps in the distance I can just see this outline of my Lady Elmara.
Okay. It's like a statue kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So you
She's
see
a
that.
goddess, so she'd like to actually have lots of statues of herself about, wouldn't she?
Of course, they're always vain.
Yeah, exactly.
Vainglorious, even.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun word. No one uses it.
Fair enough. I mean, they are a god or goddess after all, aren't they? If we were omnipotent, we'd probably be the same.
Awesome. So you see the swirling mist and the honey hues and the statue just beyond the mist in this realm. You also see you are within. Basically, you wake up in the dream once you go to sleep. You wake up leaning next to a tree, and out in front of you are a whole bunch of different sized clovers, and you recognize them as 4-leaf clovers. Some are really
Yeah.
small, others are a few inches off the ground. The tallest are like a foot, 2 feet off the ground, and they're all different colors, like greens, purples, pinks, that kind of stuff. And you are leaning against a tree, and specifically, you were leaning against a willow tree with the catkins in full bloom, um, reminiscent of rabbit's feet.
It'd be a bit disappointing when I wake up in the real world, isn't it?
So, yeah, you wake up here, and I need you to make a perception check, please.
Okay. Here we go. Hopefully she'll let me know why she's been displeased with me. 16.
16. Okay, right. The DC was 15. Oh, it actually wrote down a description.
Hmm.
A word I can't pronounce. Pulchritudinous field. A pulchritudinous field of different sized 4-leaf clovers, many of which are different colors. A single pussy willow tree stands in the field, Tinra leaning against it with budding catkins.
Sounds like a good holiday destination.
Pulchritudinous just means beautiful, and it's like a very ostentatious way of saying so. All for fun. So the DC was 15. So you notice that there is a single in front of you, black 3-leaf clover.
That sounds like my bad luck explained, doesn't it?
And
Well,
so it seems that
I'm going to mutter a prayer to my lady, and then I'm going to pluck it and see whether that turns my luck around.
so as you mutter this prayer, you also notice in the tree, very Cheshire Cat style, is a small dragon-like creature who
Ooh, lovely.
leaps. Who you just see his smiling face, his smiling maw, essentially, before he leaps down from the top branches. And he comes
Lovely.
down. He says, "Ah, my, what have we here? What fortuitous timing! A child of Almara."
I'm sure he wants to be my familiar, really.
And this draconic-like looking thing is like the size of a like a Great Dane, like a very large dog,
Okay.
with no wings, just 4 legs, and kind of like a deep bluish color.
Could it be what's the word? Those little dragons, that pseudo dragon, maybe.
Pseudo dragon, a little bit bigger than a pseudo dragon, which are
Yeah.
tiny in size. This is still medium size.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you could definitely see, but just wingless. Excuse me. So you see this dragon, and he introduces himself. "I am Faelarthur. Many refer to me as the bad luck dragon, but that's quite the misnomer."
I knew
What
you
would
were
you like to do?
misunderstood. I knew you
What
were
would you like to do?
misunderstood, didn't I?
Ah, as we all are.
Well, stick with me, and you'll find your luck improving very quickly. I have the
Oh,
favour of my lady.
your lady. Oh, but no, you misunderstand. Something is blocking your good. You must remove the Baron before the last leaf falls. And he will he will spawn a very reminiscent or akin to Beauty and the Beast, where there's this little plate or platter, very small,
Right.
with a large glass dome over top of it. And inside, instead of a rose, it is a white 4-leaf clover. And he says you must remove the barrier That's blocking your good luck before the last leaf falls. So you have 4 leaves.
Okay.
One
Is he
doesn't
looking a
fall
bit? Is he looking a bit shifty for a dragon while he's saying this?
Make an insight check.
Okay. Let's hope that my luck's good on this one. Oh, for goodness sake.
You can't tell if he's being genuine or facetious or
Yeah.
mischievous. He's definitely being creepy. But as you try and read his expressions, the dream starts to fade away as the mists in this realm kind of enclose around you, and you just hear him say, "Luck runs out for us all," and you wake up.
Yippee! No idea what that word means.
Yippee! Kind of, it's kind of an exclamation of joy or happiness, I guess.
Well, I'm just happy that I actually spent a bit of time in my lady's realm.
With the
Looks
creepy.
beautiful there.
Right. Our new.
But still, feels like he was trying to sort of trick me, actually.
But when you wake up, you actually have this artifact with you.
Ah,
It's much smaller than a rose. It's like the actual size of a 4-leaf clover, so
Mhm.
very, very small.
okay,
Like about the size of a small figurine, but it is with you.
right,
A leaf has not fallen yet,
okay,
but it seems you have 4 leaves worth of removing the barrier in terms of time.
okay. So I'm literally just holding that artifact, and the black one that I was holding has disappeared. So I've just got the one with the white
Yeah.
rose in it. Okay.
Yeah. The white 4-leaf clover, yes.
Sorry, yeah, fully clever. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're about to talk to Arnie about something, so I'll wait.
I don't know why I put this here. Okay. So, our new. This dream is familiar to you. You recognize the sight of that camp of elves you had stumbled upon all those years ago. And that creature in the woods, snarling with its dark form, its dark shape, and its bright eyes staring at you from the darkness. You remember your fight with this beast, how it almost took your life, and how it fled into the woods. You see the camp of elves in front of you, all of them slaughtered, the tents in shambles, the ground torn up, some fur on the ground, lots of blood, splattered all over the place. You remember wounding the beast, recovering shortly after lots of training. Then you find yourself in new woods, one that you haven't seen before, one that's not part of the core memory. And then you see this beast emerging out of the shadows, lunging towards you, and just as it's about to come upon you, it's about an inch away from your face, then you wake up. The dream haunts. Sorry, you muted.
Terrible night all round there.
A nightmare haunts you at all times. And the moon is only 4 days away, coming only a few days away from becoming full. You wake up and your ring on your finger glows slightly green, and then it fades as the dawn comes. And you all wake up, having enjoyed a long rest. Enjoyed is a big stretch of the term.
Well, I slept fantastically. I don't know about you all.
Endured a long rest.
Endured. Alright. Zantil, do you have identify as a spell?
I do. Well, not an equipped one at least. Let me see. Where do I go to? I guess manage spells, right?
Manage spells, and learn known spells. Let's see if you know it. Or spellbook. Whatever one of the two.
I do not.
Okay. No worries. Alright. So, it's a new day. I guess the big question is...
Still raining.
Let's check. Let's check to see what the weather is. Let me pull that table up here. But I guess the big question is the glowing ring on Arndu's finger, as one of the questions I had asked. Has Arnu ever taken this ring off? You don't have to say it out loud. You can just message me the answers to the questions if you want.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see here. Weather. Where do we do this? Okay. Okay, it is all right. What's that? Yep. And so it is a nice clear day after the rain falls. Sunlight kind of pokes through the clouds as they part in the dawn, the golden orangish light. And it's a new day. It is wet, but not raining. Beautiful clear day. It is so clear, in fact, that you managed to hear an animal flapping towards you. I have that here. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, here we go. That you receive that a raven flies and lands just at your feet, Valentin. And it speaks in a kind of raveny voice that I won't do for sake of brevity and clarity. You hear it speak. It's like, oh, I have a message for you, Valentin. A message from Zenak. He has requested urgently to see you back at the Longhouse Brig. Whenever you get a chance.
But
Flappity,
urgently.
flappity, flap.
Oh. Okay. This guy keeps giving me the bird. I'm not terribly appreciative of it, but that's all right. Oh crap, we're in the middle of doing something though, aren't we? Well, let's finish what we're doing and then I've been commanded by a bird. Can I really say no? I mean, really, who defies birds? It's never a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know for sure that it's him?
Well, it's got
Make an insight
feathers,
check.
it flies. I think that makes it a bird.
Yeah, I meant, how do we know the bird is from him? It could just be saying that. They seem to know a lot about us already.
Oh, I see. Is there any kind
Someone
of...
knows what mission we're on, don't they?
Yeah. Well...
Yeah,
So
make
which
an
one of us
insight
needs
check.
to do the insight check?
Anyone who heard it, or cared to rather listen to it.
Okay.
Because it did speak in a raveny voice, but it did sound like Zenak.
So, I got a nat 20. Just gonna say.
Okay. Nat 20, technically critical successes don't exist on ability checks. But it is a high roll. And you add your modifier, so with your modifier is probably 21 or 22 or something like that.
You say perception?
Insight.
Insight's... that's, 23 total then.
Okay, with 23, you know that the raven isn't mimicking Zenak's voice. It is actually Zenak's voice. So with that 23, we'll carry over to your magical knowledge. You know that that is from a spell, Animal Messenger. So he has managed to acquire, or at least request, the spell be cast so that he may send a message to you.
I think there's some irony here about the person talking about everybody being misunderstood doesn't take the bird at its word, but I think we've got proof positive that he's from Xanax, and so we can shuffle off there when and if we finish up here and not die.
Yeah, I think we just want to finish off. We've come this far. We might as well finish off trying to sort the unblocking of the sort of the water and that, and then go back.
Yeah.
Zenak. Yeah, so we got a message from Zenak. He says it's urgent, but as far as you know, he's still in prison. So it's like, what could this be about?
Wait, who was that?
Valentine's conscious.
I don't think I want to talk to him for any length of time. Oh my.
Oh my. What an oath.
Right? I'm getting dumber just hearing you. Okay. No.
Do I really sound like that? My.
There we go. The British accent, I think he's brilliant. That's
It's probably, I'm sorry, you guys, I have a terrible British accent. All right. So we continue carrying over the random encounter earlier. And we'll just actually use the same pathway. We'll just move you up along it a little bit because it's a very long path. This is day number 2 of travel. There we go. And you encounter out of the thick of things. Let me just, I don't even have this encounter set up because it's random.
should we? I refreshed the page. I don't see a map yet. Are we? Do we?
Oh yeah, it closed itself.
Okay.
I need to. There we go. Like because it's connected to its server, it times itself out if you don't do anything for a while. We're role playing, darn it. Restart. That will work. Nice. Oh, it's so slow. There we go. Ooh, I need to roll. Can you guys see the map?
Yep.
Yeah,
so
I've
you-
just zoomed in a bit.
Okay. So you managed to hear one of them. All of you managed to hear one of these things coming out of the bush. But you don't. There we are. So you managed to see one of these guys come out of the bush. And then let's see. Okay. So far you only see one come out. We're not going to bother rolling initiative for this because these things aren't super tough. But I will just have everyone just roll a d20. Just because we're just going to take the average just to see who goes first and second. We're just going to do it in group. So you have to
11.
just... Actually, you know what? You just have to beat a 7. Someone has to beat a 7.
11.
11, okay.
11.
11. Yeah,
Maybe I
that's good.
should start plucking leaves off that clover, given the rolling I've been doing today.
It's all good. You guys are going before these things. You managed to hear it come out. So we'll just go in character alphabetical order in terms of order. So it will be, and we'll go last because that's just how it's going to work. So it will be Arnu, then Tinra, then Valentine, then Rhino, and then the Vargas. So this thing launches out of the woods. It's running towards you currently, Arnu. What would you like to do?
Try to attack it with a longbow.
Nice. So we'll say it's here, running out towards you.
Where's the map? Right. Okay.
I moved everything kind of up towards the middle.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. 9.
You hit it right in the shoulder, but it does nothing, and it continues to run at you. Would you like to move anywhere?
Yeah, just out of its way, really. Out of its.
Sweet.
Running right towards me.
So it runs towards you. You shoot it. You miss just enough to make it stumble a bit, where you can, quote unquote, just jump out of the way up there.
Yeah, it's sort of in direction.
And nice. There we go. So it's out of the way. So you just see Arnu shoot an arrow. This thing stumbles a bit, continues to run, and just kind of get to lunge where she was. So in your space now, what would you like to do, Kendra?
Well, I've probably got time to try and hit it with my crossbow, haven't I?
Oh yeah.
It's better to deal with these things from distance so we don't get bitten. So,
We'll say
Yeah,
it's still here because it technically is not its turn yet, so it hasn't moved. So
let's hope that I actually roll decently this time. 10.
that's a custom roll. That's not a 2-hit roll. So add 4 to that. So 14.
14.
Look at me remembering random things. A 14 will hit.
Okay, D6. Oh no, it's not. Hang on. It's let's go back and double check my been a while since I've used the bow. Where's the inventory gone?
I think crossbow is a D8.
D8. Here goes. 5
Plus 3.
plus 3. That's
Oh,
8
sorry,
damage.
2. It's
Is
2.
it?
7
I
damage.
can't remember. It's a light crossbow, isn't it?
It says light crossbow.
Yeah.
Hit.
It's 1d8 plus 2. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's
Okay, so that's 7 damage.
7. Yeah.
So that's a good hit. So your arrow, Arnu's arrow strikes it in the shoulder, but it doesn't do any damage. But your crossbow bolt hits it right in the side, does some damage. Would you like to move anywhere?
Yeah, I'll move back a bit so I can reload.
Nice. I would say right here, because here is a rock.
There.
Nice. Let's reload.
It's quite good to have that at my back. Nothing can attack me from behind then.
At least there's that. Until.
Right then. I'm going to say everybody else is doing is in physical attack, so I'm going to go ahead and use my well, actually, okay. If I need to, like right now, I think. Hang on. Sorry. I just realized this. The bronzium rapier is what I currently have equipped, and that's the one that got all tingly, right?
Yep.
Do I lose my turn if I switch over to the ignium rapier?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm gonna switch over to that for the time being because I don't like the whatever.
It depends where you put the ignium rapier. If you slot it on your pack, if it's easy to draw like this from like a back sheath, you can draw it as part of making the attack. If it's like in your pack, effectively, it'll take an action to get it.
So I mean, obviously, I would like to say it's on my back. Is there anything that would make it where I don't have it there?
No, unless you want to say you put it in your bag for flavor reasons, rather than just strap it to the outside.
Well, I like the helium deal.
Yeah. So you pull out the ignium. So yeah, you can equip that and unequip the other one.
Okay.
Just to keep things super easy and less cluttery on the attacks page.
Right. I made that switch. Okay. And I need to cover some distance. Yeah, so I mean, but that's well within my range. So I'll run up and I'll do my attacky thing with it.
So you can even get like here and hit it, no problem.
All right. Oh, and I need to. Good gravy. 12?
Just misses.
Yeah.
So you stick it in the side, but this thing's undead. It doesn't seem to flinch. All right.
Thanks, Elvira. Appreciate you.
That is a town that is relatively close to where I live.
Well, bless my shot, didn't she? She shouts back.
I find it super funny that like Valentil always gets Almara's name wrong.
That's why she's probably displeased with me because I haven't taught you her name properly.
Well, I mean, you don't say it very often, so in my defense.
Yeah, I can't
Because you
remember
have
things.
your fingers in your ears like this when I'm chanting. I've noticed that little trick.
Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. Are these things in my ears? No, they're to enhance my sensory perception.
Yeah, they're not hearing aids at all.
No.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Okay, so I need to actually take long rest for Ryan now. Go take a long rest so I can get his inspiration back and his blah. Okay, so what he gonna do? Oh, he has prestidigitation. Cool. None of you guys were actually wet last night because he has prestidigitation. He dried off all your clothes. That is what that spell can do.
Very thoughtful of him.
He has one or two. Okay, so hasn't got much. Yeah, he's gonna try. Oh wait, no, it's not a humanoid. Never mind. He's just gonna stab it with his rapier. No, he doesn't hit it. No, it's a 6 on the dice. So same issue. 5, 10, 15, 20. So he moves there. Again, hits it. It's undead. It doesn't flinch. Does no damage. And now it is the Barghest. Its turn. All right. So the one that got hit would have continued its trajectory here. Arnu had moved out of the way, and now Tinra is there. So it is going to make a bite attack against Tinra.
Yippee, learned my luck today.
That is a natural 15 on the dice. What's its modifier? So it's a 19 to hit. So even with your really high armor class, it still manages to find purchase and does.
Great, I could end up infected now.
Yeah. You take 10 points of piercing damage.
Yippee.
That's all it can do on its turn, though. Okay. And then we have. Where's my? There it is. We have popping into existence from the other underbrush. Another one runs out and goes for Valentil. So it's a 17 to hit. So you are going to take 8 points of piercing damage. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
I'm sure a 4 will do it, won't it?
So the Barghest runs out of the bush. None of you hear it or see it coming. It lunges at Volunteer, clamps down on his left arm, and pulls him to the ground, and he's prone.
Great, we're both infected now.
Taking 8 points of piercing damage.
Bit performance pressure.
It doesn't say grappled, so you're just prone on the ground. So, and none of you are infected. These things, contrary to what you've heard, you fought them last time, got bit by them last time. Nothing seems to have happened.
Being bitten by them. Okay.
So,
Well, I can't tell them, can I? Because we did. They said something about they're not affected by stuff like that, weren't they?
Yeah. So this thing comes within its space, in your space. So the other one is going to take its reaction to attack Tinra again.
Lucky me.
That's spirit.
With a 17, that will just miss. So you just manages to scrape on your shield, because I believe you have one.
Yes.
And you deflect the attack with the claw. That is their turn.
Almara, be praised.
Oh, God.
I knew it's your turn.
I'm gonna move down to this one and just attack it with sword this time.
Nice.
See if I can do a bit better with that.
Now to put abilities into your thoughts, but you also, if you wish to, you still have Hunter's Mark, which is a bonus action. You don't have to do it, just a reminder that it's a bonus action.
Okay, that was a 21.
Yeah, that's gonna smash this thing. It's a good hit.
Nice.
9 damage.
Yeah, that's a good hit. It's looking.
And gonna use the bonus attack as well.
Okay.
Nice. 22.
22 definitely hits.
And 6 damage.
Okay. It's looking rough, but it is still barely standing. You strike with two really big stabs.
Mm-hmm.
And it winces a little bit. If undead could wince, doesn't yipe or anything, which is the strangest thing. It seems just growls. All right. Next up is Tinra.
Okay, well, I might as well just whack the nearest one with my mace. Because they're too close range now.
Yep.
Finally,
Ooh.
19.
19 plus stuff will hit.
Oh,
So
thank goodness. D6.
with minimum damage, you will kill this thing. So how do you want to wreck this Barghest?
Well, as it's a mace, it's not like stuff's going to splash everywhere. I wouldn't really want it to. I think I'm just going to give it a hefty sort of whack from the side, and it kind of keels over. And with a sort of whimpering little growl, it kind of just dies from the force of the blow.
And I think your modifier was +5. So with a 24, you hit it so hard, it's the lower jaw flies right off. These things are undead. They're not necessarily pieced together super well right now. And it's gone.
Glory, isn't it?
And that's one of them gone. Valentu.
Right. So I'm prone. How does that impact my... Like, can I stab from the ground? Like, do I have to be able to get up in order to...
If you stab from the ground, it's at disadvantage. If you stand up, it's half your movement.
Oh, but since I'm so close, it doesn't really matter, right? I mean, I might as well stand up. All right, so I'll stand up. And once again, brandishing my rapier, I'm going to stabby stab.
Yeah, basically how it works is it pulls you down with the ground. You wrest it free, like you could like flavor it as you elbow it in the face. You stand up and then try and make your attack.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Never mind. I'm just... Yeah. I just get up and call that a win. Yay.
What'd you roll?
2.
Yeah.
Our luck has switched then, hasn't it?
You stabbed right through its lower jaw and it does nothing. It just seems to laugh at you if it could. Because they're partially human, right? That sounds terrible. All right.
As well it should. It shouldn't sound amazing. It'd be all kinds of wrong.
So Rhino's going to look over. Oh, I can do you one better.
Well, you can't do any worse.
Oh, but he can. Wait.
Never underestimate
If it's
Rhino.
+4 to hit, he'll just hit this thing.
Oh, jeez. I'm getting beaten by Rhino from crying out loud.
Yeah, +4. He will just hit this thing. Yeah, he says, I'll do you one better. And walks up. Stabs in the same spot you do. Of course, he rolls a 1 on the damage dice, so he does 3 points of damage.
Well, 3 is better than 0, unfortunately.
Well, at least it's something. And then he will... Nah, he's not going to waste his inspiration. You guys are all going to gang up on this thing. It is its turn. These things aren't smart enough to flee, so it's just going to keep attacking. Now with a 3, you don't.
Not with a 3,
Okay,
you
so
can't.
it goes for Rhino, and Rhino just as an attempt to get out of the way, knees it in the face, and it just misses the clamp down. And we're back to the top of the round again. If you want to play this next part out, you can, or we can just quickly just hand with this because there's 4 of you. You're gonna eventually get it, and he's only gonna go for like maybe Valentine or Rhino one more time. So he goes for Valentine one more time, and we'll say, does he actually hit him? He doesn't hit him. So yeah, you guys get this thing, no problem. So, but we can say, how do you guys like to smash this thing together?
I'll let somebody who actually hit him do that.
You will hit him next time.
I just want to say, who's laughing now? I don't care what we do. I just want to say, aha, who's laughing now, you little turd.
We can continue on from Rhino's knee to the face, I guess. He knees it in the face, it deflects towards Tinra. Tinra takes her a huge uppercut.
Yeah, she
Field
just gives it
smash.
a big smash from the side.
Arnu does a pounce out of nowhere because she's actually a wolf-like humanoid. Stabs down with both of her swords.
That's pretty cool.
And then Rhino does like a spitting pearlet and stabs it right through the eye. And you all finish this creature off. All right.
There it goes.
Aces.
All right. That is
Anyone
the round.
fancy some healing?
I could do with a bit if you're handing out the aspirin, I'll take some.
Yeah, who took the most? I mean, I took 10 damage. Did anyone else take more than that?
No, you got it worse.
Nope.
Okay, I'll just do one on myself then. Spells. Heal. And it's a D8.
+6. So you guys are making your way.
Oh, well, it's better than nothing.
Well, you're back to full
Oh, okay.
because it's. Oh wait, it's 2.
Oh,
You actually
I thought I was taking the spell off, but I think I did the wrong thing.
Oh, that's okay. So that's a 2. So it's 8. So you're almost back up to full. 8 points here. Still not bad. All right.
And I just need to add it on to the spells that I've cast as well.
So we continue on the way to the wellspring. Let's see. Did I have anything else written down? Full edge. No. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Raven Peak Wellspring. Yeah, so as you get closer, you can see that the stream is kind of like to your right. It's still dried up, but with the rain, there is still some water flowing through this where the stream used to be. Just kind of running off whatever's left from the rain from the previous night and day. And then as you get closer, you notice that the trees start to thin out and there's large boulders kind of placed all over the place. As the path kind of widens up, it seems like at least this part might be a little bit more of a traveled path. And then you continue on to the wellspring without so much whisper or scent of an undead thing. Just whatever you encountered. Okay, so let me pull up the map for the wellspring as you. Actually, never mind. It's still a day away. So you reach night number 2, where you can spend the evening. It is relatively well. There's no rain, so it's a relatively peaceful night. So you're all able to make camp relatively easy. I just need a group survival check, please.
Survival.
What?
That's a 5 from old Valentine.
Mhm.
23.
25.
Yeah.
Good thing I've got very survivable friends.
25 plus 23. 5.
Reckon the average, though.
5. Excellent. I think that's a nat 20 on the 25. It is. Yeah. So, like I said, nat 20s don't really do anything. Yeah, very good DC. You managed to set up camp easily. You even managed to find a little nook underneath a rock, a little crag that hangs overhead to provide you a little bit of shelter. And you're able to rest for the night as well. If you used any resources, you can take another long rest to get any slots and health back.
Yes.
And then you can spend some more downtime doing your scroll scribing and research.
Right. Do need to do more scribing of my scroll.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What do I add again? Arcane?
It's Arcana.
Arcana. So that's a 6.
Rolls in that one. That's a 9. Okay. So you have not made as much progress as you would have expected to. Seems you're a little rusty on scribing scrolls. And you're like, am I going to get this done in time? I don't know.
But I wouldn't say it like that. I would say, ah, oi, ah, no. I'm not used to failure. It's been a long time since I've failed at anything, so I'm a little off. That's all.
I don't fear failure. I only fear failing others.
Exactly right. Yes, because of my selflessness. That's what it is. Yes.
And then, more witch research. Again, intelligence plus proficiency bonus. D20.
Yes. Oh god, they're so bad. 4, 5, 6, 7.
So, make a 7 from 5. So
7's higher than 6.
make a little bit more progress on witches. You learn that they cast magic using potions. I already observed that fact. But you do learn that they're a little bit more vulnerable when they're out collecting ingredients. Because they have to gather material and make potions to cast magic, otherwise they cast nothing. Because they don't use orbs and stabs and that other kind of stuff. Very strange. And it is day 3.
I was just going to ask, actually, can Tinra do like a Arcana check and see whether she gets any information about this like artifact she's got with the 4-leaf clover, and just to see if she can get any hints about whether that creature's tricking her or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Arcana would work. Ooh, Valentine, also, I need you to make an Arcana check with your rapier.
I wasn't going to do it.
Not with your rapier, on the rapier that got tingling mid. Sorry, Tinra, what was the roll?
It was a 5, so that's not going to help.
Yeah, this is just a very interesting artifact you got. You know it's from Amara's realm. But based off the insight check earlier and the Arcana check now, still not sure whether the creature is tricking you, whether it's a natural product of bad luck creeping into Amara's realm, whether its intentions are genuine or not is still uncertain. But it seems to be nothing harmful has befallen you yet, other than
I keep trying
bad
every
luck.
day and just see after a rest and see if I get a bit more insight, or is that just a one-off deal?
I'll work on that after today's session to progress for that. To actually make it meaningful. Okay. So what'd you get on your Arcana check, Valentine?
That would be an 8.
An 8. Well, even with an 8, you look at it, and it's bronzium blade. The faint glow that was upon it earlier is not there anymore. Whatever that witchcrafter did, I seem to have, even with an 8, you know that it has sapped the magic from this rapier, and is no longer a magical bronzium rapier, just a
What?
regular mundane bronzium rapier.
What? Oh, if I could kill that turd muffin again, I surely would. I'm glad I had lightning bolts shooting from his freaking eyeballs. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Let's see. How much would you know? Make a history check. Valentine.
You got screwed. The end. That's my history check. Oh, good. Oh, now I'm a bookworm. Okay, 18 plus 3 is 21. Yay, I can read.
Nice. There's also recurring something like you have read or in your history if you would have learned something about it here. Where on earth did I put that information? There it is.
Oh, that was very
Okay.
emphatic.
Bronzium.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. You know that bronzium is made from a combination of bronze and ignium. Ignium is the substance from which your other rapier is made. And you know, ignium itself is to be like an incredibly heat-resistant metal, and the only metal, as a reminder again, that can damage an elemental's form. That it's not resistant to, at least. And bronzium itself is a robust metal because it's made from those two types of metal. It is not able to corrode unless by magical means. It doesn't rust or corrode on its own. And you do know that bronzium is incredible, like bronzium is incredibly conductive. And if you're hit, like if you're wearing armor made from bronzium, if you're hit with lightning damage, you also take lightning damage. It doesn't seem to protect too well against lightning damage.
Almost seems like it would channel it then, wouldn't it? That'd almost be a liability, I would imagine.
Yeah. So at least your weapons won't rust.
Yay. But do I read anything in my history about how to make an enchanted bronzium more enchanted again?
I say with a 20, whatever, we'll carry that over because that was a pretty good check as well. You know that enchantments can be reapplied to these things, except it is an incredibly difficult process. And you would have to, you would know of these types of processes, but actually doing the thing is quite a process. But that can be something we can work on as well.
Okay. I guess I'll just keep my ignium rapier, my boring old ignium rapier.
Your beautiful ignium rapier, forged from fire
Whatever.
itself. If flames could be solid, it would be ignium.
It's pretty sexy.
Cool.
So that, and then day 3. At the night, there's no dreams tonight. Just the full moon is waxing more full. And so our new, if anyone would actually notice, your ring glows a little bit brighter green, and your eyes glow a very faint green as well.
Ew.
Just for a moment, and then the dawn comes, and it's a new day. Ryan gets up. Today's a good day.
Why?
He plays a song for you, and it's probably very annoying. On his viol. And then he continues on his way.
That's kind of
Leading
on,
the charge.
that's on
We've
point.
woken up then, have we?
Yeah, he would have long rested, woken up. If he's
Yeah,
playing
I
his
was just-
viol, if it's loud enough, you may have
Did he wake
woken
us up with that? With his little
Sure.
ditty, did he?
Sure, that's funny. He wakes you up with his viol an hour early. You still get a long rest, but flavor-wise, he wakes up an hour earlier than you would have liked to have gotten up.
So we're all
Didn't it?
glaring at him now, aren't we?
We're missing the day. Let us go slay this fiend. He doesn't know what it is. Now, throughout the day as well, Valentil would realize he's not making as much progress as he would have liked. So if you want to take some breaks throughout the day, some rests, some short rests, I got nothing else planned. It's just going to be a nice little walk. So if you want to take a couple short rests to, again, progress
Okay.
towards making this scroll, you can. It's just going to be a day of basically travel and downtime.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll do that when the opportunity arises for us to take a short rest. I'll short rest and do more of my scroll imbuing things.
All right. Roll a d4 for me.
D4. A 4. Wow.
Okay. There are 4 opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 4 opportunities to take a short rest.
I only saw 3
I don't know
fingers.
why that
That's
was
weird.
so hard to say. Hey.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Technology.
4 opportunities. So each of you who have progress to make, and we'll include Tinder on this, we'll just keep note of what you roll, to progress towards a DC, you can do it 4 times. So let me just pull that stuff up here. Because the short rest is only an hour, and if you spend an hour writing this thing, that's a decent chunk of time.
And this is the D8, right?
Yeah, you're kind of check.
Oh, right. I just been rolling so low that I just assume my max is 8. Okay, all right. We're straying into decent territory here. 15.
Okay. Well, you know during the first short rest that you actually finished the scroll.
Yeah.
The DC progress was a 30.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you managed to get there on during throughout the day. Excellent. All right. During the day, throughout the day, you managed to finish the scroll. And okay, so your progress is a little bit longer since it's just actual research. So we're going to do four rolls here, and we'll do 4 rolls for Tinra as well, but we'll just do one at a time. One person at a time, sorry. Yeah. And it's your intelligence. D20 plus your intelligence plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so let's say 17.
Okay.
20, 15.
Yep.
8.
Yep.
And 18.
Okay. So okay. Let me actually pull that up here. Witches. You actually cover this entire book. Okay. So if you want to, since you made the progress DC, you can roll an Arcana or History check with advantage.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, look more.
With history, I guess.
Or Arcana, whichever you like. With advantage.
Yeah. 20 and 15. So yeah, 20.
20. Yeah, 20. Close to, okay. So you learn all this information, which I will link again. I'll do all the session notes after the session as well. But you learn witches are powerful spellcasters. That's the wrong thing. Minimize Discord, not maximize. You learn that witches are powerful spellcasters. They are highly skilled alchemists and often live in huts or caves. Many are evil, while many others keep to themselves with their schemes. Some witches, however, are more benevolent. That was with a 10. With a 15, you know that more powerful witches are in ascending order from a regular witch. You have witch, then witchcrafter, magic master, crone, and hag. Most witches are female, but some and rarely are male. The witchcrafter you encountered a couple of days ago was one of the male witches. Seems to be more of a one who casts dark magic, like shadowy kind of stuff. They are typically humans, but can be any humanoid race, really. So with a 15, we'll carry over your 20. These are technically in the Arcana realms, but rolled pretty good. So you also know that witches cast magic with via the potions they brew. They regularly need to gather ingredients and are more vulnerable during foraging, which you learned before. Witches are also vulnerable to fire and fear it greatly. A little footnote in the book says all magic comes with cost. And then with 20, you know that witches are created when one deliberately or accidentally casts magic using their own soul instead of their arcane focus. Filling in the missing pieces of their soul with dark magic from their concoctions. The longer they do this, the more powerful they become, sometimes achieving monumental feats of magic. And with a 20, that is all you learn. Useful information, because someone sent witches after you, and then this other random witch guy showed up, took the magic from Valentino's rapier to, you didn't see this, but he used the magic he siphoned from that to then create his whip.
That's pretty cool.
I'm sorry, what?
No.
That sounds pretty crappy. Oh, sorry. Apparently, there's a little man in a green uniform running around behind me.
No, that's just Rhino. Right.
Damn you, Rhino.
And so, yeah, with history, you learn that much. Okay, and then Tinra. You can make some progress as well, trying to...
I did a 16 and I got a bit carried away, so I'll do the other 3 now. $11. 5. And last one. Start off well and went downhill. 16 is easy, the best one.
Yeah, so your total, I believe, is 40 so far, which is pretty good, taking every opportunity you can to think. So we'll say with 40, we'll just, I know I said it was like cross door or something, but the opportunity was here. So you learn that piecing everything together, you learn that this thing is magical, of course. But you don't know exactly what it's tied to, like what certain circumstances will cause these four-leaf clovers to fall. But presumably you've worked out that it's something related to, I actually have notes. Full of notes. Okay. So I'll just say mechanically, however you want to flavor this in terms of what Tinra learns is, I'll leave it up to you. But basically you learn whenever you roll in that one where the outcome cannot be changed. Like for example, you roll in that one, and you're like, I'm going to use inspiration to re-roll that. If there's no way for you to re-roll in that one, something happens. It's tied to like at the depths of your misfortune and bad luck. That is when the barrier preventing your good luck will start to grow, and therefore cause the white four-leaf clover to lose its power, its magic.
So just
basically, there is a barrier there, and it's kind of if it triggers, then that makes one of the lucky petals fall off. So that barrier gets stronger.
Gets stronger, yeah. Yesy?
Logistical question. So you said only in instances where the outcome can't be changed. So, for example, if you said you could use inspiration to re-roll, so if you just keep that in your back pocket, does that mean that every single time you roll in that one, it doesn't count for that because you technically have a way to reverse it?
You have to use it. You have to reverse the nat one. If you don't reverse that one, like you choose not to, you get it anyways.
Okay, so it's not that you have the capacity to reverse it; you actually have to reverse it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I mean that makes more sense. But...
Like if you have the capacity to reverse it and you don't, that still counts as being not able to reverse it
Okay.
because you choose not to.
Cruel but fair. Yeah. Thought I gained the system right there.
And when we get to level 4, which will happen, you can pick a feat if you. I'll just preface this right away here. At level 4, you technically get only an ability score improvement or a feat, optional feat. I like optional feats as a rule. However, what I will allow at level 4, especially for narrative purposes, you can pick your ability score, and then I have recommended feat. You don't have to take this, but I have a recommended feat for each of your characters. For example, I'll just preface this right away. Tinra, there's this feat called Lucky, where you get 3 lucky points to use throughout the day. Narratively, I'm like, makes sense. So you can both have a feat like that and your ability score improvement. Kind of unbalanced in that way, but this will be the only time this happens for leveling up purposes. When you reach a spot where you can pick either or, you would have to then pick either or. But for narrative purposes, having those lucky points to reverse nat once is useful. So that's what will happen there. And yeah, let me close down this log. I was still looking for the wellspring.
The cruel irony, of course, being that if you do use it for that and your lucky is bad, you'll just roll you'll roll 2s. So you won't be able to reverse it, but it's going to be marginally better than a 1.
Yeah, a 2 is better than a 1. Okay, players. Okay, so oops, there's Tinra twice. Still there. Okay, so I've changed the map now. So you make it. Basically, we're gonna hand wave the long rest because nothing happens. You wake up and you travel some more. You can mark off a long rest if any resources have been used. I don't think any have. So I will add the scroll to your inventory, Jesse. I'll add it to Valentine's inventory, the scroll of Frost Spike.
Sweet.
And then basically, okay, so the map is up. You reach the roots of the Raven Peak Mountains and the stream leading up to the Raven Peak Wellspring. The trees have thinned quite a lot out here, but there's still quite a lot of trees, and boulders are dotting the landscape in front of you. This dried up stream leads all the way to a curious sight. You see, instead of water laying on the ground as you would expect from the wellspring, everything is swirling like a maelstrom, but instead of being on the ground, it is up in the air, and it is as if you were looking into the eye of a hurricane as the water swirls horizontally or vertically in front of you, just hovering a few feet above where the wellspring would be. And that is where we'll end this session.
Could be a portal.
Wow.
It is made of water.
Yeah, but
A water portal.
it's just weird the way that it's doing that. It makes me think maybe something's magnetically drawing it up there, which could be a portal near it.
Are we
Oh yeah, I
supposed?
forgot to mention the water is black.
Oh, okay. I was about
The
to
water is
say,
black.
are we supposed to infer that that's its normal state, or we're supposed to? Obviously, if the water's black, I would say it's obviously not the way it's supposed to be.
Even if it wasn't black, very abnormal.
Okay. I just
Yeah,
never
definitely.
know.
You
water
shouldn't be doing this.
Water usually flows
Yeah.
on the
See,
ground.
our new has big brain.
Hey, we live in a magical world. I've got a pocket square that stores 50 pounds worth of stuff in it. Come on now.
That's still abnormal. The water, it's abnormal.
Well, thanks very much for playing, everyone. Thanks very much for watching at home. And I look forward to seeing all you guys at the next session.